I think I have a pretty good idea why, but let me just throw this out there. Some choices you might have made for and on this day.
Because not a lot of thought went into this.
Yeah, I think I have an idea why you did this opening song, but it's Bob Weir's birthday today.
Yeah, but that wasn't going to happen.
No Grateful Dead, because we don't want to noodle through that kind of crap.
No.
It's Boogie Mawson's birthday. He's part of the Parliament Funkadelic Collective.
Oh, if I'd have known that, I'd have played Flashlight.
Gary Kemp's birthday. He's a Spandau Ballet.
No.
Bob Mould's birthday today.
That would have been good.
And Wendy Wilson's birthday.
Yeah.
Wilson Phillips. No. What
Many,
was her
many-
hit song?
Wilson Phillips?
Yeah.
Hold on. For
yeah.
one more day.
Yeah. But I think you did that song for one reason.
No,
in
it's
particular.
two reasons. It's a double-pronged approach.
Well,
I actually triple.
was Pocahontas probably had something to do with it. Yeah.
I can triple it.
Really?
Yeah. All right.
I can triple Lutz this thing.
Really?
Yeah.
It was.
On this day.
Yeah.
Flea,
Oh.
his birthday.
Oh, I didn't. Now, see, I didn't catch that.
56.
He is 56.
Okay.
It was that. Elizabeth Warren.
Mm-hmm. Pocahontas. Yeah.
And the governor of North Dakota is specifically targeting the reservations to make it impossible for the Native Americans to vote in that election.
Those are his constituents, you know. Oh, there's a lot of constituents.
But you see, they don't have street addresses.
And they're not the constituents that would vote for him.
Oh.
Yeah, and so he's...
But see, when you agree to represent a state, you
No,
represent everybody that lives in the state.
No, you agree to represent people who have street addresses.
Apparently.
So I heard somebody say this today, and I kind of agree with it about Elizabeth Warren and Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. It's really a mistake. It is a mistake for her to do the DNA test and to engage that.
Because?
Don't engage with him. Ever.
Yeah.
Don't engage with Donald Trump. Ever, ever, ever. Same reason Hillary Clinton the other day, kind of engaging with him again, saying it was not an abuse of power for Bill Clinton to,
ignore him?
Just don't engage. When you engage with him, you are coming down to his level. Just don't do it. If you're in a presidential debate with him, and he starts bringing stuff up like that, you just go. You know what? You just go. That's it. We're done. Bye. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. We're done. I'm not doing that.
No,
I'm not doing that.
But then he wins.
I don't think so. Sir, you are welcome to stand here on the stage and play with yourself. Good night. Good night. It's been nice knowing everybody. Good night. Good night. I'll have an adult conversation somewhere else. Good night.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
I thought something was happening over here.
Is something happening?
No. Before we go, take our break here and then get check-ins, we ought to probably check traffic.
Was there something happening?
Yeah, there was another tracks incident out at daybreak.
Oh?
So...
I hadn't heard about this.
Repairs are continuing south of 5600 West on the Red Line. There's a bus bridge that's going to remain active this morning from 5600 West, Daybreak Parkway. But yeah, I don't see what the actual... Was there a car versus tracks accident?
Let's see. There was a crash in... Let me get the details right here. A red pickup truck ran a light on the South Jordan Parkway. A truck collided with a northbound Red Line train. The force of the collision caused the train to derail and caused major damage to the century pole that supplies power to the train.
So if that's part of your commute, there's a bus bridge there to make up the difference. So
we'll officially begin the program in a couple of minutes here with your check-ins. If 877-602-9696, that's you call that number, and it just kind of lets us know that there are people out there ready to begin the day. 877-602-9696. You call us, check in, and in 3 words or less, tell us what's the most useless thing you own. Useless. Yesterday it was useful. What's the most useless thing you own? Every time you look at it, you go, what the hell do I have this for? It's useless. 877-602-9696, and one random lucky caller will get tickets to the Tower of Terror, movie tickets to the Tower Theater for a horror movie there for Halloween.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's begin. Hoops Vision.
Yes, you want to get rid of your contact lenses. I know you do. I did. I could never wear contact lenses. They just hurt my eyes
Really?
too much. Always killed me.
You went right from the glasses to the lasers.
Yeah, laser eye surgery, and I did it many years ago. Hoops Vision, it is a terrific procedure. LASIK from Hoops Vision, your contact lenses, your glasses, you just don't need them anymore. Highly experienced surgeons there, the latest technology. They are the world-class leader in vision correction. So if you're tired of messing around with your glasses and contact lenses, get a hold of Hoops Vision. Right now, they're offering $800 off the all-laser LASIK procedure. So call 877-30-LASIK. That's 877-30-LASIK, or visit online hoopsvision.com. It's a free, no-obligation appointment. They check your eyes out and see if you're a good candidate for the procedure, and most people are these days because the techniques have gotten better and better. And talk to them about financing as well. So it's 877-30-LASIK or hoopsvision.com.
Radio from Hell has a new podcast.
It's the Radio from Hell Best of podcast.
It's the best segments from every Radio from Hell show.
No news, no weather, no traffic, just the best segments from each day's Radio from Hell show.
I thought we could do this for an X-Poll sometime, but I'll bring it up now just since we're talking about it. Festus came home last night. He's like, Mom, this is an exciting day.
Mom.
I said, what? He's like, I got my first rider. Rider is...
That's a backstage conditions.
What things you want backstage, like...
No brown M&Ms!
Yeah, like Mariah Carey has to have, peach-colored roses in her room. And I said, so what did you ask for? And he said, Red Bull. I said, that's it? That's all you asked for?
You know I've told you can't have Red Bull.
I said, you don't even drink Red Bull. He's like, well, I didn't know what to ask for. I'm like, you can ask for... He thought that's what you're supposed to ask for.
Gina, that's what he told you he asked for. What he asked for was, I'd like an e-cigarette, some e-cigarettes, and some weed, and a lot of vodka.
But I thought it'd be a fun X-Poll sometime to do. What would you put in your rider? What would
My
you...
backstage rider?
Yeah, like I have to have all white towels with scented rose water. I mean, those are the kind of things people ask for. Why what?
Why would you put all white towels with scented rose water?
Those are the kind of things people ask for.
Yeah, but why?
Because
you can.
I wouldn't. I mean,
of course you would.
I would put, I don't think I would just say I would like it to be clean and orderly and maybe a fruit tray.
But maybe we do that for an X-Poll, see what people would want for their backstage.
The guy who has to have it stapled precisely in the top left corner on an angle and not flat would really think that he would just want things in an orderly way?
Richie, are the pages ever stapled correctly? No. And when was the last time I ever said anything about it?
Okay.
When was the last time I ever said anything about how they were stapled?
No, but here's the point.
I once commented...
You like things a certain way.
Well,
so
sure.
if you have a writer, you would say, I like things stapled this way. You'd spell it all out.
So entertain it. Have fun with
Because when he's doing the news
I've
live on stage, he will need it prepared backstage for it.
Yeah.
It's got to be done a certain way.
I give up. I would not do it. I've given up on that sort of thing. I agree. I've given up on that sort of thing because I know that the people who work behind the scenes are mostly clods. Take that how you will.
X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Well, here we go.
This may be the day.
This is the day. No one has called 877-602-9696 to check in.
Surely
And
somebody wants the movie tickets to the Tower of Terror. Somebody wants.
And if they don't call by the time we get through officially beginning the radio program, we will never do the check-ins again. And wouldn't that be a happy day for everyone? I think it would. So here we go. Let's officially begin the radio program. No one calls to check in at 877-602-9696 and tell us in 3 words or less what's the most useless thing they own.
Most useless.
Useless thing they own, and then we'll never do check-ins again. All right.
Starting the show brought to you by When Life Feels Like It's Crashing Down on You from Above. Lifetime Roofing is here to offer you peace of mind. In that home of yours, you and your family have your own personal fortress of reassurance. Roofs at Lifetime Roofing are simply better than everyone else's, period.
The moon is just about half full now, 47.9% of full. It will rise today at 2:46 p.m., today being Tuesday. It's the 16th day of October in the year of our Lord 2018, and this is North America's most pernicious radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, the Sons of Soros. It's the Radio from Hell show. Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, Gina Barberi, the senior executive producer, the rock of the Radio from Hell show, Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred, he's got a sickness. No relation to me. He's no relation to me. I say that for his protection. He's producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live. And I believe Cynthia is here helping out with the program today. And now I'm going to check and see.
Yep.
The line's filled up.
Well, they want the tickets to Salt Lake Film Society presenting Tower of Terror all month long at the Tower Theater. There's lots of seasonally appropriate fare for discerning horror buffs. Check out the whole lineup and all the terrifying info at slfs.org. Someone will get 2 movie tickets and 2 free small popcorns.
All right, so checking in, I guess. What's the most useless thing you own in 3 words or less?
Let's start with Emilio.
Good morning, Emilio.
Morning, guys.
Hi.
Just let me listen.
Yeah, what's the most useless thing you own?
A pizza cutter that's
A what? A what?
A pizza cutter that's
dull
what?
pizza cutter.
A dull pizza cutter.
Pizza cutter.
Now, Emilio, they're not too expensive. Just throw that sucker away. I just use a knife to cut my pizza.
I bought for, I think it was $45, a pizza cutter that is the Starship Enterprise.
A $45 pizza cutter?
And it is the best pizza cutter.
Bravo, Carrie, bravo.
I have ever owned.
Well, for $45, I
It
would
better
hope.
be.
It is surgical steel.
Does it make noise?
No.
It does.
Yeah, it should have flashing lights.
The big round disc of the ship is the pizza cutter.
Does it cut several slices at once?
No.
It's
just that. Imagine just that big round blade.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Is the top of the ship, and then the handle is the body of the ship, and it's yeah. I also have a Klingon wine opener, Klingon bird of prey wine opener.
How much you pay for that?
I came with the set.
So have you got $45, Emilio?
What I'm saying is, you get what you pay for.
All right. Yeah. I don't eat pizza often enough to. All right, Amelia. Thanks for checking in.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
$45 pizza.
It was a set.
You have toaster tongs.
They were $45.
Well, still.
I will have this pizza cutter the rest of my life. All right. Justin, hi.
How's it going?
Good. How's it going with you, buddy?
Not too bad.
That's great.
3 words or less. What's the most useless thing you own?
A cherry pitter.
Cherry pitter. Yeah, you don't use those too often, do you?
Have you have used it, I assume?
No, I haven't. I don't even like cherries.
Why do you have it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you just?
I buy cool stuff that I think I'm going to use at a yard sale, but I'll never use it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if you just inherited it, it makes sense. But
Yeah.
But you purchased it.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
pretty.
thanks.
I have a ricer, which I have used maybe 3. It does. I guess it's not totally useless. It comes in handy every once in a while.
Being useless and you not using it are 2 different things.
Yeah, it comes in handy every once in a while.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Shannon.
Oh, Shannon. Shannon.
Good morning.
Hi, Shannon. How are you?
I'm doing great.
That's good. Why are you up so early, by the way, Shannon?
Oh, I assist in surgeries for my job, so I got to be the first one in every morning.
So, Shannon, what's the most useless thing you own?
Actually, funny thing, it's along the lines of a cherry picker. It would be my apple slicer.
An apple slicer.
Apple slicer.
Yeah.
Just one of those
You're
you
supposed
slide
to
it down, it cores it.
core it and everything at the same time.
Yep.
And
Well, if you had a children's soccer team, perhaps you'd use
Perhaps.
it more.
you know, if you had your Battlestar Galactica apple slicer.
It would be the last one that you ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Shannon, do you like scary movies?
I love scary movies.
Would you like some tickets to Tower of Terror at Salt Lake Film Society?
Absolutely.
Okay,
All right.
hang on the
Put
line.
you on hold. Let's go to Armando.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I own a collection of maybe 70 to 100 shot glasses that I've collected from several cities. They just sit in my kitchen. I use one shot glass a night.
Well, yeah, you only need
I don't-
one.
Yeah. I guess that, but they bring back memories of great drunkenness, don't they?
I don't remember. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Thanks.
Well, then they're working.
Thank you.
They're working.
Thank you.
That's how you know.
That's not useless.
Let's see. Chargers for phones before the current phone that I have.
Yeah, I still have a bunch of those kicking around.
A magic kit. It's a
You're not
DVD.
performing.
It's a DVD with a piece of string and a wax ball. It cost me $20 at the fair. Let's see. My $1,100 cooler. It's got speakers built into it. All right.
But you never go. You never go boating.
I guess not. College textbooks. My fourth bong.
The fourth one.
The first three you
They're
get
great.
use out
Still
of.
using them. Stray J says, my old broom. I have a sweeping robot that does that for me. Not a cat.
No, okay.
Not a cat checking in. Hairless bipedal housemate. Pedal or pedal?
Useless. Useless.
Let's
Who
see.
feeds you, not a cat.
Casey checking in. The most useless thing I own. Paintball gun and gear. What the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
My cassette tape collection.
You still have that?
Well, you know, if you still have the player, put them in every once in a while.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, sure. I miss cassettes.
So I don't know why there's a hazmat situation, but this says hazmat eastbound I-80 by the quarry, milepost 131. So there's some sort of spillage, it sounds like. South Jordan commuters, there is a bus bridge in place between South Jordan Parkway and 5600 West. This is due to an earlier tracks accident. Also, South Jordan Parkway may have closures between Mountain View Corridor and Kestrel Rise Road while crews are restoring power to the area. Get unlimited 1.5% cashback plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Now, listen, I'm looking at this Diamonds Direct offer that they've sent over to us. So 95% of the time, you aren't just buying a diamond, you're also buying the setting, you know, the mounting for it, the ring itself. So that's where Diamonds Direct really shines because now I knew this, they have every possible mounting in every possible price range, but they've highlighted this. It starts with a simple solitaire mounting at no charge.
Okay.
A free mounting is included when you buy a diamond at Diamonds Direct. Lots of young couples here really appreciate this. When you buy the diamond, the setting is free. I think so. When you buy the simple solitaire mounting, it's a free mounting.
Okay.
That's a very nice deal. So, but if you want something more interesting or involved, like halo or vintage look or 3-stone mounting, Diamonds Direct has those also. Yellow gold, white gold, rose, platinum. We're talking about the mounting that the diamonds come in. They have a huge range of those as well.
And it's Customer Appreciation Day today.
Oh, that is today, isn't it? Yep. Diamonds Direct has the best prices on diamonds, period. No contest. So get the setting, the mounting, and go to Customer Appreciation Day at Diamonds Direct. They're 6400 South, right across the street from the Fashion Place Mall.
John Smith hosts.
So Richie, he says, I go out in the hall to grab something on my desk. You okay? Yeah, why? Well, you're a little bit quiet today. Oh, well, no. Okay. So I come back in here, and he comes and he grabs me and puts his arms around me and says, "No, really, are you okay?"
You were acting peculiar.
And you know what? I was just fine until that happened. And then I'm kind of going,
you're not fine?
I'm going, geez, maybe I do feel like crap. I hadn't thought about it. I hadn't thought about how I felt at all. And now that you mentioned it to me twice, you're right. I feel like crap today.
Well, so he was just in tune with that. You weren't aware that you felt like crap.
I would have been fine. I would have done what I do with most of my emotions and shoved them way down into the back somewhere. And rather than have them flowing out like this, where they don't belong.
So you aren't feeling okay.
Shut up!
You okay, Bill?
I'm fine!
You okay, Bill?
Yes!
You okay, Bill?
I'm okay!
Sorry, Bill.
That's all right, I'm fine.
Are you small, green, and gruesome?
I'm really okay.
Bill and me, we had a misunderstanding
Yes,
last night.
we
so-
did. But I'm fine.
Bill!
What?
You okay, Bill?
Yes. Great.
Have you seen Bill?
Unfortunately, yes.
Bill. Bill.
Yes. What? Unfortunately, yes.
Radio from Hell with Gary Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right, big boy news and opinioendo now, brought to you by
Hoops Vision. With $800 off LASIK, you can enjoy the beauty of the season without the hassles of glasses or contacts. HoopsVision.com.
Well, I was very curious about this. That big engagement ring that Pete Davidson got for Ariana Grande. What was to become of that? Because they've called it quits.
It was like $94,000 ring.
Yeah,
right?
about
Yeah.
$100,000.
Who bought it?
Well, he bought it for her.
He bought it for her.
Yeah, that's generally what happens.
But she has more money than him. That's why Carrie's.
She's got like God level money, and he's he's just doing okay.
Sources close to Ariana tell us that she's already returned the 3.03 carat diamond ring set in platinum.
Do I have
You could get a ring.
sources?
You could get a. No, you don't. You could get a.
You should get some.
You could get a ring like that, by the way, at Diamonds Direct.
Sure, you could.
Yes, you could.
Set in platinum. It is about $100K. She has returned the ring to Pete. It was. It says here it's a one of a kind. So you could probably have one
Similar.
They could find you one at Diamonds Direct. But, she gets the pig. So they had a pet pig. They had a pet pig.
They had a pet pig, eh?
So she gets the pig.
She gets. Well, that just makes sense. He lives with his mother.
And the couple's teacup pig that they adopted last month, which became a signature of their relationship. As a matter of fact, Pete has a tattoo of the pig.
A tattoo of the pig
on his torso.
Not of her, but of the pig.
No.
Okay.
Well, he had a tattoo related to her.
Related
somehow.
to her.
Oh, her bunny logo.
Yeah.
He had it like
Yeah.
behind his ear.
The pig is named Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Ariana, she bought the pig. It really was hers from the get-go. So she's keeping the pig.
Naturally.
It's a cute little pig. Mm-hmm. And so she gets to keep the pig. Let's see. Representative Mia Love has lost her lead in the race against Ben McAdams.
Don't get happy, Democrats.
It's now tied.
Still vote.
It's now tied.
You still got to vote.
Each has 46%, 8% undecided in a survey by the University of Utah's Hinckley Institute of Politics in partnership with the Salt Lake Tribune. In the last Tribune-Hinckley poll in June, Love led 45% to 39%, with 16% either undecided or favoring others, even though no other candidates are in the race. Love has attracted few of those previously undecided voters, said Jason Perry, director of the Hinckley Institute. But she has not lost a lot of her base support among Republicans, he said.
It only matters who shows up.
Meanwhile, McAdams has built support mostly among Democrats and unaffiliated voters who make up the second biggest voting bloc behind Republicans. Love is winning Republicans by 74 to 15%, the poll shows. McAdams is carrying nearly all Democratic voters, 95% to 3%, and leading among unaffiliated voters by 66% to 26%. With voters already casting by mail ballots, Jason Perry, the pollster, the Hinckley Institute guy, says candidates must move swiftly to focus on the 11% of Republicans who are undecided. It's going to be tough for McAdams to win, but he's doing pretty well. Now, they debated last night, the only time they were going to meet in a debate, and I didn't get a chance to really hear it. Did either of you get a chance?
No. Stephanie in the chat room, she went. Steph, if you want to give us a
review,
yeah,
you could call in 877-602-9696 or just type me something
and be as unbiased as possible.
Well,
as a liberal like you can be, but it'd be interesting to know how it went. Ben is a smart guy. He's I did hear his opening statement. That's all I heard of it. Mm-hmm. About 30 seconds of it. He talked about somebody asked him why he was in the race, mm-hmm. and he said why he wanted to be a politician, why he was in the race, mm-hmm. and he said, "Well, I just think it's important to serve the community." He said, "I grew up as the child of a single working mother."
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He said my mother was a single mother and had kids and was a working mother. And
Ben McAdams was raised by his mother.
Yeah.
Don't you think that he should have had a father as well?
Now, I've interviewed Ben McAdams several times and hung around with him, and he's a very smart man.
Yeah.
And he's also a really, really nice guy.
My favorite story about Ben McAdams is when he first became county mayor, and there was a picture in the paper of his office, and he had no pictures hanging on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
So we gave him
That's right.
our Radio from Hell poster, and he hung it up in his office.
That's right.
My favorite story of Ben McAdams is when I was at the liquor store one time, and I was coming out of the liquor store, and he was going into the liquor store, and I said, "Why are you going into the liquor store?" And he was not nervous or upset at all. He said, "Well, I'm going in there to get some kind of cooking wine because we're making a ratatouille, and I don't know really what kind of wine to get to do that because we don't drink. But my wife said we need it for and he said, could you help me?" And I said, well, yeah, sure. So I went in and I got him some sherry to make for his ratatouille, and then he later told me that it was delicious. So. All right, let's move on to some other stories. Salt Lake's iconic New Yorker restaurant.
This surprised me.
Closing.
Yeah.
Closing. It says here in the Salt Lake Tribune, closing for good.
It's not just for the weekend.
No. When the New Yorker first opened in 1978, it oozed cool. Used to be you couldn't even get in there, really. I mean, you had to have a club membership to get in there.
Yeah.
It was down in the basement there. It had a speakeasy-like feel to it.
Had a great little bar there. I love that bar.
Elegant food, exclusive private club status. It's where you would go and have martinis with lunch, said Tamara Gibo, and get the kind of food you would read about in magazines. On Monday, the 40-year-old New Yorker closed for good, dealing Utah's restaurant community a surprising blow.
So they had a problem, I don't know, a month or so ago with like a bad hepatitis thing that they had to. Don't you remember that news story where they had to
I didn't
contact everybody that had eaten there in the last month? And
it says September, Salt Lake County Health Department announced that as many as 650 customers who had eaten there between July 25th and August 15th may have been exposed to hepatitis. During that time period, an employee worked while infected and potentially handed certain food. Tom Sieg and business partner John Williams opened the New Yorker in the basement of the New York Hotel. Anyway, the New Yorker. Now, I can't imagine that somebody won't.
God, that's a great space.
Yeah, reopen it. It's why don't we open a place there? No.
A restaurant?
Sure.
What kind of restaurant?
Chili.
A chili restaurant? Chilies?
No, nothing but chili.
Nothing but
all
chili.
different kinds
Different
of
kinds
chili?
of chili.
Yeah, this is our pork chili. This is our beef chili.
And we'll have it in various cast iron crocks. And you can just serve yourself.
Serve yourself
chili.
Chili con carne.
Can we have cornbread?
Yeah.
With cornbread and oyster crackers.
Yeah.
You know, there's no oysters in oyster crackers. You can eat them, Gina.
Yeah.
They're shaped like
they're just shaped like an oyster.
Well, they're just because you're supposed to eat them with oyster stew.
Here's Steph's report from the debate. It was tense. There was a lot of tit for tat. She was rattled toward the end. She went after him for the development debacle, but he came back at her and said that he had held a town hall, unlike her, and listened to people about it. Mia brought up Nancy Pelosi every chance she got. If you'll notice that, all Republican politicians are doing that in local elections.
Nancy Pelosi!
People don't care about Nancy Pelosi.
No, she's a boogeyman.
She's the witch.
Yeah, she's the witch. Bringing up Pelosi every chance she got, and ended it with bringing up Hillary Clinton, who, of course, is president right now.
Yeah.
She also said she's held 85 town halls, which is incorrect.
That she's had like in somebody's living room with 10 people town halls.
Yeah. And she does telephone ones, I think. Let's see. Viewers of President Trump's interview on 60 Minutes were surprised to see him holding court and yucking it up with a group of former GOP presidents. The surreal scene was captured in a well-known and updated painting, The Republican Club. Oh, now I thought it was by that guy here in Utah.
It's not?
It says it's by Andy Thomas. The president is seen seated with Ronald Reagan, Dwight Eisenhower, Abraham Lincoln, Richard Nixon, and George W. Bush. Standing behind them are George H.W. Bush, Gerald Ford, Teddy Roosevelt, and Calvin Coolidge hovers nearby. All people who would have hated him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Trump, wearing his ubiquitous red tie and white shirt, seems to be sharing a joke with the group of with a glass of what appears to be his beverage of choice. Diet Coke sits next to his arm. With the exception of Abe Lincoln, who's holding a glass of water, the others are all nursing alcoholic drinks. Thomas told the Daily Beast that Representative Darrell Issa gave the artwork to the president. He had actually given me real gracious call to tell me how much he liked it, Thomas said of Trump.
He's featured prominently
He
in
was
it.
very complimentary. He made a comment that he'd seen a lot of paintings of himself, and he rarely liked them. The artist has painted similar versions of the scene featuring Democratic presidents hanging in the White House. His first piece, which he completed in 2008, included Republicans minus Trump playing poker. And then there are dogs playing poker. It's a terrible painting, by the way. I thought it was done by, what's his name here in Utah?
McNaughton.
McNaughton.
It's that style.
Oh, it's awful. It is awful. Saudi Arabia is apparently going to admit that they killed Jamal Khashoggi.
But it was an accident. We were just trying to torture him. We didn't mean to kill him.
Now, first they said we didn't do it.
We didn't do it.
Well, maybe something happened.
Now, here's what's happened here. Donald Trump is now serving as a press spokesperson for the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia.
Yep, this is true.
This is exactly what's happening.
Because it was shortly after his disappearance. New York Times printed what they predicted the Saudis would say, and one of them was rogue agents. Those words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Donald Trump speaks to, I spoke to the Crown Prince, and he was very strong in his denial. They had nothing to do with it. So perhaps it was rogue agents. Now that the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia is...
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well,
that sounds good.
You know, maybe it did happen, but it was rogue agents. We didn't sanction it. It was rogue. It was rogue agents of Saudi Arabia who did the killing. We didn't.
I just wanted him tortured. I didn't want him killed.
And he just happened to have a bone saw with him.
They did it without clearance. Yeah. So the President of the United States running interference for the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. What's up with that?
Who killed this guy and cut him up into little pieces, and Lord knows what they did with him after that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a sentence from Trump out there somewhere. It says, I get along with the Saudis. They rent my apartments and buy my condos all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Of course I get along with the Saudis.
Apparently he had an Apple Watch on.
Oh,
that's how they got the information.
Dead guy?
Yeah.
And he went to the embassy to get paperwork because he wanted to get married.
Yes.
He gave his cell phone to his fiance, but you know how you have the watch, but it links up to the cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
So she has audio of...
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where they got it.
Okay, this guy's screwed.
Yeah. And Gina.
Yes.
A 5-year-old Texas girl is reportedly hospitalized after being stung by the most poisonous caterpillar in the United States.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
According to a report from the Dallas TV station, the girl's mother, Lauren Chambers, was contacted by staff at her daughter's Audrey's daycare. Staff told Chambers that the 5-year-old was unable to move her arm after being stung by the caterpillar. Her daughter said it felt like the bug was stuck in her arm.
Ouch.
It's called a southern flannel moth caterpillar.
Wow.
The caterpillar, commonly referred to as an asp, has fine hairs and venomous spines that produce a painful rash or sting when they come in contact with the skin.
I had no idea caterpillars.
The caterpillars can cause a severe burning sensation. Side effects include intense throbbing pain, along with headaches, nausea, vomiting, lymphadenopathy, lymphadenitis, and sometimes shock or respiratory stress. So stay away from them if you see them.
Okay. I'll try to.
They're really ugly.
I can outrun them.
I don't know.
Sucker.
And they're fast.
All right, sports weather traffic.
Taco Bell's popular Steal a Taco promotion is returning for the 2018 World Series. As in previous years of the promotion, the first player to successfully steal a base at the World Series will score everyone in America a free Doritos Locos taco. Once the base is officially stolen, everyone in America can redeem one free Doritos Locos taco at any participating location. Now, what I don't know is how do they prevent you from going to multiple locations?
Aha!
How?
They smell your breath.
That would be a giveaway.
I can smell it on your breath. You can't have another one.
The Brewers beat the Dodgers last night 4-0. They play again today at 7, and the Red Sox and Astros today at 3. That's sports. Weather, it's chilly again this morning. It's only 35 right now, but we'll get up to 57, and we're gradually getting warmer throughout the week. Traffic, we've got delays eastbound I-80 near the quarry in Parley's Canyon. Hazmat crews are on the scene and may be closing more lanes. Stay to the right to get by, at least for now. South Jordan commuters, there's a bus bridge in place between South Jordan Parkway and 5600 West due to an earlier tracks accident. Also, South Jordan Parkway may have closures between Mountain View Corridor and Kestrel Rise Road while crews restore power. Next spring's beautiful lawn starts this fall with IFA's Step 4 Fall and Winter Fertilizer. IFA Country Stores helping to grow the things you love.
All right.
Where'd you go to lunch, Carrie?
Huh?
Where'd you go to lunch?
Oh, well, that was another day. I made salmon yesterday.
What kind of salmon?
Just salmon, just grilled it.
But I thought you said you had a good lunch.
I had a good lunch the other day. Yeah.
Oh,
where?
We went to Beaumont's. It's a bakery by the house.
You can have lunch at a bakery?
Yeah, they make sandwiches.
Oh.
At a bakery?
Yeah.
That seems wrong.
Because, they bake the bread there.
Oh.
So was it really thick bread for your...
Yeah,
Oh.
it's really good. They do a great job.
What kind of sandwich?
It was a turkey sandwich.
Yeah, do you get chips with
they
that?
smoke their own turkey there.
Really?
So, yeah.
I went to
French
a
fries.
place for lunch that I'd never been before. I walked right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
The White Horse.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, how's that?
You've been there?
Yeah, they got good Brussels sprouts.
Huh. You've been there for dinner? Is that why you've been there? How did it come about that you went there? Why did you?
I've been there a couple times.
Yeah. Why did you?
We went with friends once, and
I guess I went there with Bruce Baird, and he said it's really hopping at night. But it's
they do lunch though.
Did you have the Brussels sprouts?
No, I had the vegetable hash with an egg on top.
Ooh.
So it's
practically a breakfast
It's
item.
actually really good. It's it's like carrots and peas and potatoes and sweet potatoes.
That sounds good.
And it's all kind of fried. They're kind of roasted and cauliflower, and then they put a fried egg on top of it. And I thought, well, it should be pretty healthy, and it was, but it was also delicious. But it's really a nice place, and they have a bar with. There are so many liquor bottles that there's a ladder. Like a library ladder.
Cool.
With on rollers, and you have I thought it would be really fun to start on the top left and say, okay.
How long would that take you?
Well, I don't know, but I would say I want to try each one of those bottles, maybe 3 a night, and see how long it would take me to get through them all.
I think this is a goal that you should go for.
It's a project.
Or maybe
have somebody there keep track.
I would. Yeah. I would have a merit badge made for this.
Yeah, and just see what each one tastes like. Just do a little sampling of each one, a shot of each one, not mixed in anything. No matter what they are, gin, rum,
doesn't matter.
Scotch, everything.
Jaeger.
Even that.
I had a different kind of lunch yesterday.
Oh?
Really?
Well, so I usually go to the Hires on 7th.
Yeah, the one up here. They know you.
The original.
And I pull up, and the nice lady waves at me, and so they have the car service there.
At the one on 7th. And they know what you want.
They know what I want, but the only question is ever, is this to stay or go? So there's a hand signal, like pointing down, stay or
this is stay.
This is stay, and then the thumb.
The hitchhiking is go.
Take a hike.
And she'll look at me through the window because she doesn't need to come outside.
No.
So she just, and I give her either I'm going to stay today. Here's how I decide if I'm going to stay. If the weather's nice and I can sit there with my window open, but if it's cold, I don't want to sit there. The food will get cold.
Conversely, if it's too hot, you won't stay.
No. So
the temperature has to be just perfect.
Just right.
And you have to be
stay.
and there has to be something on the radio that you want to listen to.
But you branched out.
Well, so Riley Pup, the Wonder Dog, she was at the Dog Lodge, which is down south.
How many locations of the Hires are there, Gina? Do you know?
3.
Okay.
Of course she knows.
I never go to the one out west. I'm never out there. But when I go pick up Riley from the Dog Lodge, which is out on the 72nd South, there's a Hires.
And there's a disadvantage there because they don't know you.
No.
Oh, that means you're going to have to actually communicate. Well, first you're going to have to remember your order.
Do they have car service?
They do, but I went inside because it was a little cold, and so I went inside, and I eat lunch like at old people time.
This is adventurous. This is like me going into the Arctic Circle the other day.
I eat lunch at old people time, so it's like 11, and there's only one other table in the whole restaurant, and it's an old guy with an even older couple. And the old guy is holding up the menu, and he's reading it to the older couple, and he's reading every single thing on the menu.
Maybe they were foreigners.
And he read it very, halibut, fish and fries platter. 3 pieces of deep-fried halibut served with fresh-cut fries and fry and tartar sauces. Chicken strips. 4 pieces. It took him like 15 minutes to read the entire menu.
I'm surprised you hung around and listened to the whole thing.
Maybe they can't see.
I know, but he's cranberry oven roasted turkey, garnished with whole cranberry sauce, lettuce and mayonnaise, harvest white bread, whole wheat available.
That sounds good. Let's go.
That,
with the dill pickle on the side.
You do that sandwich there? Oh, I'd do that sandwich, yeah.
So anyway, what did you have?
Well, my usual, but I had to order it.
Was it as good as the 7?
Sure.
No, okay.
You need to train those guys.
I do. I need to head out south more.
Well, actually, you need to have the person at this one call
ahead.
the manager at that one.
There you go.
And say, I need my usual at this location. Miss Barberi needs her usual.
She'll be there in 10 minutes.
You won't be there in 10 minutes if you're in Parley's Canyon.
Whoops.
Delays eastbound I-80 near the quarry. Hazmat crews are on the scene. I don't know what spilled, but something spilled. There's a bus bridge in place in South Jordan at South Jordan Parkway, 5600 West. This is due to an earlier tracks accident. Also, South Jordan Parkway may have closures between Mountain View Corridor and Kestrel Rise Road while crews are restoring power. Ballet West 2018-19 season opens with Beauty and the Beast, running October 26th through the 27th at Capitol Theater. Single tickets and season packages are available at balletwest.org.
All right, coming up, round 1 of your boner voting. Stand by for that. Also, the X poll at 7:45 or 50, right after we award the first round of the boner voting. The X poll. Have you had an experience with the supernatural?
Yeah, not just the natural.
And I promise that I will try not to...
Terry, be nice.
I will be nice, and I will not sit and debunk all of them and explain what they are. Nobody likes Agent Scully.
Well,
Everybody loves Fox Mulder.
Well, just allow people to,
all right,
have it.
Okay. Yeah, so I promise that. I will let you have a recommendation of a great electric toothbrush. You know, after you go out to eat, you go home, go to bed, brush your teeth.
Sure.
Everybody.
But you're all doing it wrong, so let the toothbrush do it for you.
This toothbrush is smarter than you are, all right? It is Quip is the name of the company. They feature sensitive sonic vibrations, which are gentle because some people brush too hard, and some of these expensive electric toothbrushes are too abrasive. So it's got a built-in 2-minute timer pulse every 30 seconds to remind you when to switch sides, helping guide a full and even clean, because 90% of us don't brush for a full 2 minutes or don't clean evenly. And with this timer pulse, it'll go boop, boop, and let you know it's time to flip it right over. And the brush heads are automatically delivered to you on a dentist-recommended schedule of every 3 months for just $5. Quip is one of the first electric toothbrushes accepted by the American Dental Association, has thousands of verified 5-stars review. I love it. It's great. I've had electric toothbrushes for a long time, but this one is better, and it's affordable. They're backed by over 20,000 dental professionals. They start at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/x96 right now, you'll get your first refill pack free with a Quip electric toothbrush. So that's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/x96.
You deserve an early weekend, so let's pack the riot for the...
Spine. Spell it with me now. S-P-I-N-E. Spine. And now we'll use it in some dialogue, featuring our two Utah men, LeVar and LeGrand. Elder LeGrand Ardun Jr. has called his friend LeVar with worries on his mind. Never fails. It's always during my favorite show. Yellow.
LeVar?
Yeah.
It's LeGrand.
LeGrand, how's it going?
I'm a worried man, LeVar. I don't know what to do. It's about Midge.
Well, how is the lovely Mrs. Dunn LeGrand?
Well, LeVar, she ain't herself these days.
What do you mean she ain't herself? Well, who is she then?
Well, she's Midge, but she's not Midge.
Huh?
Well, first off, she's been losing weight, LeVar. She may have knocked off close to 100 pounds. She had to go out and buy a whole new set of moo-moos. And they're designer moo-moos, too. The Don Ho collection.
Well, that is odd, LeGrand.
And she started to wear makeup again.
Huh?
She hasn't worn makeup since we got married, LeVar. A woman with 16 kids doesn't have any place wearing makeup, LeVar.
That is strange.
And it's not even New Skin or Mary Kay, LeVar. It's that kind of makeup that Claudia Schifter wears.
Anything else?
Well, she covered up the I Heart Family Home Evening bumper sticker on the back of the Suburban with one that says, "Mean people suck."
Something is definitely up, LeGrand.
I know. So, I've been kind of trying to track down her whereabouts to see what's up.
You mean you've been spying on Midge?
Well, I wouldn't call it spying exactly. Just keeping tabs, you know, like waiting down the street from the house and then following her car.
Spying. That's what that is, LeGrand. Spying. Well, did you find out anything?
Well, when she said she was going to Relief Society, I followed her, and she ended up at the Deseret Gym. I think she may be working out, LeVar.
Well, mayhaps she's just trying to get in shape and improve her quality of life. Mayhaps she's tired of being as big as a Winnebago.
She's the mother of all my 16 kids, LeVar. She's not supposed to improve her quality of life. Her role as my spiritual partner is to improve my quality of life.
You find out anything else when you was spying on her?
Well, yesterday I caught her waxing her legs and shaving her armpit hair.
The hell you say? We got big trouble, LeGrand. I'm gonna jump in the truck and be right over. That is, if the truck will start. You know, she might be trying to become a feminist or something worse. She hasn't said anything about, you know, taking night classes or the like, has she?
No. What are we gonna do, LeVar?
Well, we're gonna keep spying on her, LeGrand. Let's just hope that we don't find out that she's going to the symphony or the ballet or nothing like that. Tell you what, though, if we do, you pack them kids up in that Suburban and you ski-daddle out of there.
Radio from hell.
7:05. We got round one of your boner voting coming up here. Is that going as planned?
I don't. They weren't on the web there, so
It'll be ready by the time we do it.
I would assume
we've got 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Hi, Dylan.
I'm upset.
What's the matter?
What now?
So I've been really healthy. I felt great all summer.
You've lost a lot of weight.
Lost some weight, but I've just felt good. You know, I've been working a lot, doing some.
That makes you feel good. What's wrong?
Well, no, but I've been stressed with some work stuff, and but I felt good through all of it.
Yeah.
And I planned a trip to go to Southern California, mooching a free hotel room for my mom who has to go.
He likes to go on trips with his mother.
It's free, man.
Well, you don't have to pay,
I work here. I can't afford to pay for myself.
It's true.
So that's really your problem.
No, it really isn't my problem at all. It's your problem.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then so yesterday, I was driving home to start packing my stuff, and in 15 minutes, I went from feeling great to feeling awful.
Oh,
just sick. Like
your nose is all
You mean
red.
physically?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
I'm always emotionally awful.
You sound stuffy.
I'm stuffy. My head is like throbbing. My throat is like closing off and sore.
Oh wait, I'm gonna get some.
Richie, we need some wipes.
Yeah,
they're in here. Okay.
She's getting the wipes.
I mean, just a
so-
full out major head cold.
And what is this an indication of to you?
Well, I mean, there's a higher power. First of all,
Why?
There's no other thing besides it's funny to get Dylan sick the day before he leaves town.
So you think
I've been doing the same things with the same people.
You think there is a God, but he's not a kind, loving God. It's a vengeful God
He's the Old
who's
Testament.
decided to smite you with an illness.
Maybe, or he just has a kind of a twisted sense of humor.
Well,
Missed a spot right there.
that is true.
Right there. Yep, there you go. Now you got it.
God is, and for what reason would this? What
'Cause it's
reason would this?
funny.
What reason? Just as a joke.
Yeah, just because I guess
I'm kind of bored. I think what I'll do is give
Dylan's been doing well this year.
What kind of God do you believe in?
You know, there's some stuff going down in Yemen, but I think that I need to pop over here and get Dylan Allred sick.
Yeah.
Those poor Rohingya. Oh, never mind them. Dylan Allred needs a cold. That's
That's the devil. That's the devil. That's the kind of thing the devil does, not
Does the
God.
devil have the power to give you colds?
Sure.
I would think.
I don't know what is. I mean, God has more powers than the devil, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think if either of those two entities exist, that they pay absolutely no attention to you. They're fighting it out over Yemen.
They're fighting it out over Yemen.
They're over.
They're busy in Yemen.
They're inhabiting the bodies of Donald Trump and Putin.
If you believe in God, you should be praying to him that you get better. If you're really believing in him.
Well, I'm starting to think so. Maybe will you pray with me later, Gina, about my
Sure.
cold?
Yeah.
I'm going to James
that's
Corden
what-
tomorrow night, and I don't want to be
You
sick.
are?
Yeah, I'm going to go hang out with James and Reggie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of Amanda Dixon over there for a second. You are.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Do you know who the guest is?
It's what's her name from Halloween?
Jamie Lee
Lee
Curtis?
Oh.
And then two guys I've never heard of.
Well,
also from Halloween?
No.
No?
They're from shows.
Shows you don't care
Shows
about.
I don't care about.
No, wait a minute. What's his name again?
James Corden. So he has the three guests on at the same time.
When is his show on?
After
Colbert.
After Colbert. Okay, so he's still on. I thought he quit.
Yeah.
No, he's doing great.
All right.
He's doing.
We play
In fact-
stuff for him all the time.
I don't know.
In fact,
I would know what I play.
No, you do.
You
The
do.
British guy.
Yeah.
You do play.
Oh, James
Yeah.
Corden. I'm thinking of the other guy that you worked with.
Yeah,
John Stewart?
The Scottish guy.
Oh, Craig Ferguson.
Craig
He hasn't been
Ferguson.
on for a
Okay.
long time.
I get those two mixed
Yeah,
up.
Corden
Okay.
took over for Ferguson.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, Corden's the British guy with
He
Reggie
does-
with the.
He does the carpool karaoke.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's
yes.
him.
Okay, yes.
Which now is its own thing, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Its own
whole show.
Yep, it's a whole deal. I hope he got a piece of that.
I'm
came
sure
up
he
with it.
did.
Yeah, I would.
So we've really given me no solutions to my cold.
Well,
is this a Z-Pack thing?
let's think about this for a second, okay?
Gina has, by the way, sorry to interrupt. Gina has taken her computer apart
Yep.
and scrubbed every nook and cranny.
Yep.
This is the most work I've ever seen her
Because
do.
I've already had my tea kettle illness for the year. I can't do it again.
Because our upcoming X poll is: have you ever experienced anything supernatural?
I think Dylan has.
And you're counting this one as
Kind of, yeah.
Now the closest thing that I ever have come to anything like that is my grandfather on my mother's side, Grandpa Clausen.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like any of the pursuits that I was interested in. He didn't like any of the, being on the radio or any of those things.
Or pursuing girls.
Or, being a DJ at dances, things like that. He was against all of it. I should work on the farm like everybody else.
Right.
Yeah, man.
And so he died, and we got his car, this little Fiat. And anytime I was driving, using the Fiat, driving to an event like that, like DJing a dance or going to work on my radio shift, the car would break down.
And you don't believe in an afterlife, Carrie?
It was the ghost of Grandpa Clausen.
So the question you have to ask yourself using this equation is, what are you doing on this trip that God is disapproving of, that is making you sick?
Or a dead relative.
Or a dead relative, perhaps, if
Let's
we're
see.
playing this game.
We're gonna go to the James Corden show. I plan on sitting by the pool with a cocktail.
Well, maybe that's it.
Okay.
We're gonna go take the tour of the Warner Brothers studio. They take you through all the old stuff and show you the. That's pretty much it, I think.
God's displeased
Is
with
it-
you.
is
Because,
it-
Southern California is inherently evil.
Does it have something to do with the fact that you're just going with your mother?
That could be it.
Huh.
Could be it.
Well,
and a bunch of people from the office.
From your mother's-
I'm friendly with people who work with my mom.
Maybe it's because you're going with a bunch of older women.
Those are my people.
They are your demographic.
What would you rather go with, a bunch of guys? That sounds awful.
I don't know.
So we have
Get some rest.
issue, Parley's Canyon. You'll see lots of flashing lights a few miles up. A 55-gallon drum container of something spilled. And friends of the program are saying that it's a standstill going up Parley's at the mouth of the canyon there. Let's see. Car just caught fire right after the lane closure. I-80 eastbound up Parley's. Expect massive delays. We passed them as there were flames and pulling over, so sounds like major issue in Parley's this morning. That's traffic.
Got Boner's round one coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number one. Well, it's the kind of thing those Americans do, but it's not for us. Boner candidate number two. Perhaps you'd like one of my swastika cookies. And Boner candidate number three. I told you to give me a beer.
All right. Thank you very much. We got round one of your boner voting, along with big boy news and opinioendo after these. Gina, third love.
So I confessed to you that I was wearing the same bra for like a week because I only have one of these third love bras.
And you like it that much.
And I like it so much I didn't
Disgusting.
want. Finally, I'm like,
okay, get a few more.
All right, I've got to get some more in rotation because it really is so comfortable. The straps Don't fall down. You see me all day doing this. See, like right here, I'm wearing an old one. This is an old bra. That's a stupid old bra strap right there. That's not a Third Love bra strap. The Third Love bra straps are soft and they stay put, and you will love it. So go to Third Love, and I'll get you a discount. How about that? thirdlove.com/Gina, Gina. You can find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. They have a fit guarantee. If it doesn't fit you after you take the Fit Finder quiz and then send it to you and it's not quite right, send it back. They'll get you another one that fits you just right because they have half sizes available. You can't get those anywhere else. So once again, go to thirdlove.com/Gina, Gina, for 15% off your first purchase.
X96 is the home of the 1 hour nonstop music wingding. And they happen 3 times.
Trying to think about the most delicate way to explain this. So being an unexperienced then 20-something person, I didn't know how it worked. Like I know what goes in where, but I didn't know exactly how it worked. And so the lie society taught me. I'm going to have to visually show you
in
this.
the producer's booth are screaming.
Yeah, people can watch this right now, x96.com to such live. So I thought that the lie that society taught me was that men and women connect perpendicularly. Because you always, whenever you
horizontally,
like no, like instead of kind of an up and in kind of thing, I thought it was just a straight in,
going straight.
It's like a keyhole.
Right. Like you'd put a key in the hole. I thought that's how it was.
That's the best way to describe
it.
Richie, in some cases it is, but that's
in the heat of the moment. I tried that.
Yeah.
And hurt myself and put my pants back on and left. That's a lie society taught me. It's not perpendicular like like the kids go.
I don't. I'm a little puzzled by why you say this is a lie that society taught you. I know
because people make that motion all the time, like make a hand motion for sex, and people do this. They don't do how it actually goes. They just go like that.
They go. I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm gonna try this. Ow! Hurt.
877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, remember that info. You're going to need it here in about 15 minutes to vote for Boner of the Day. Well, no, round one. Sorry. This is old. This is a process.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Carrie.
This is a process now, okay? This is round one. 3 news stories, examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You'll decide, as you did many years before, of these 3, which one is the worst. Which one deserves to win this round and go to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. If it wins here, great. It's secured a place in Boner Dome. It's got to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. That happens at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. So that way we're taking 6 total, whittling it down to 2, taking those 2 and throwing them into Boner Fight at 9:20. That's when Boner of the Day is decided by you. So pick your champion of round 1 right now. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive
a gift certificate to go see our good friends at Gracie's.
Here's Boner candidate number 1. This is the kind of thing those Americans do. It's not for us. School children were asked to vote for who had the best bum and was the most flirty in their year group in a competition slammed by worried parents. The group of 15 and 16-year-old children in their final year at Highfield School in Derbyshire were asked to nominate who should get the awards in their end-of-year yearbook. But the contest has been deemed disgusting and inappropriate by some parents who were horrified that it would encourage sexism, body hang-ups, and act to sexualize children. Highfield School has suspended the competition, which also asked for nominations for most likely to be a top model or professional footballer, among a number of complaints. Mum of 3, Jane Gretton, there's a piece of schmutz on my computer screen, whose youngest daughter, 15-year-old Bella, attends the school, said, "The form was handed out a week ago, and I knew nothing of it until I noticed it had been left on the chair at home. It was just another thing for children to be bullied by, and children at that age are vulnerable enough. It encourages social hang-ups. It's a very American idea. Based around sexism and popularity that's encouraged by fraternities and proms. Here in the UK, we are a lot more inclusive of different people, and this is completely the wrong message. The awards are completely inappropriate and sexualize children. It's judging people on looks and comparing them to other, which could affect them for the rest of their lives as they grow older."
Mm-hmm.
There's a big, it says yearbook awards, and there's a big form. And they ask things like best looking, sportiest, funniest, best hair, best bum, cleverest, best personality. Students were asked to nominate who had the best bum, best smile.
I won most likely to be a yuppie.
Really?
Yep.
We didn't have anything like
Carrie,
that.
did you have best this, best?
No,
we didn't have anything like
none
that.
of that?
No, I don't believe we had anything.
We didn't have the
most
most
class clown, most likely to succeed. None of that stuff.
Do people know what a yuppie is? They don't even know what that is anymore.
I don't know.
Well, they were right.
I'm not a yuppie.
Boner candidate number 1 was the kind of thing those Americans do. It's not for us.
We're very proud of our town. This is a decent town. We'll have no trouble here.
That's number 1. Boner candidate number 2. Well, perhaps you'd like one of my swastika cookies. A dad accused of being a member of a neo-Nazi terrorist group was pictured cradling his newborn baby, who was named after Adolf Hitler, while wearing a Ku Klux Klan robe.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Prosecutors in the UK allege that the photographs show Adam Thomas donning the hooded white robes while holding the baby he named after the Nazi leader. In another picture, he's seen posing with his partner, Claudia Patatas, holding the child while holding a swastika flag and making a Hitler salute. Other pictures show a collection of fascist memorabilia found at the couple's home, including a swastika-shaped pastry cutter, an embroidered cushion, and swastika clothing. The images were shown to a jury at the trial of Thomas and Patatas, who, along with Daniel Bognovic, are accused of being members of National Action, The far-right terrorist group was formed in 2013, but banned following the murder of Labour MP Joe Cox in 2016. I just like the detail that they had a Nazi shape or swastika-shaped pastry cutter. Boner candidate number 2. Perhaps you'd like one of my swastika cookies. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. I told you to give me a beer.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 1. Right after this big boy news and a pinuendo brought to you by
Del Taco's new shredded beef is authentically seasoned and bursting with flavor. Right now you can get 2 shredded beef combo burritos for $6 only at Del Taco. Limited time only. Participation may vary.
Now, if I remember my Fleetwood Mac history, you know,
Okay.
I try to, you know.
Yeah?
Wasn't years ago, Lindsey Buckingham was in Fleetwood Mac.
Yes.
And but he got kicked out of Fleetwood Mac years ago because of his, I don't know, screwing around with Christine McVie and
I was going to say
Stevie Nicks.
They've
and
all
Stevie Nicks
kind of dated each other over the years.
But he got booted out of Fleetwood Mac years ago, right? Well, he got thrown out again just the other day, and he's now he's suing Fleetwood Mac. The band disputes allegations in a lawsuit filed by Lindsey Buckingham for kicking him off the new tour. In a statement, band spokesman Kristen Foster says Fleetwood Mac looks forward to their day in court. In the suit, the guitarist and songwriter is seeking his share of tour income because he says he still wants and is able to perform with them. The suit names bandmates Mick Fleetwood, Stevie Nicks, Christine McVie, and John McVie.
Good choice, Carrie. I like that.
Buckingham claims he was told 5 days after the group appeared at Radio City Music Hall in January that the band would tour without him.
Because I read these kinds of things.
You're gonna.
Really?
I know what you're gonna say.
Really?
No, because they said, and we're going to go on tour now. And he's like, I don't want to go now. Can we go in the fall? And they said, no, we're going now. Either you come with us or you're... So they didn't like hate him and kick him out of the band. They said, we're going on tour. If you don't want to go on tour with us now, we'll hire somebody else. And he thought he could power play it into, oh, well, we can't tour without Lindsey Buckingham. They're like, no, we're going now. Either come with us or you're out.
I thought it was because
Well, I'm Team Lindsey.
they were accepting an award somewhere, and Stevie Nicks was saying something on stage, and Lindsey Buckingham smirked at her.
Oh, that's an old...
That's an old one? Oh, okay.
That's
all right.
That's why they've been fighting for years.
That's why they've been fighting for years?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is the most...
Sounds to me like Lindsey's better off without them.
I think Lindsay's a bitch.
Ooh.
Hey! U.S. Representative Mia Love clashed with her Democratic challenger yesterday as she defended her seat in a close race where voters have been wary of President Trump and national Democrats are hoping for a win in a push to regain control of the House of Representatives. Ben McAdams says Love votes on autopilot.
Yep.
With Republicans and Trump. Love shot back that she stands up to the president more than any other Utah Republicans on issues such as immigration. I don't take my orders from anybody except for people of the 4th District, said Mia Love, who became the first black Republican woman in Congress in 2014. The congressional district covers a chunk of the suburbs of Salt Lake, which is a Democratic-leaning district, before stretching south along the Wasatch Front to more rural and conservative central Utah. Registered Democrats outnumbered nearly 3-1 in the district, but independents also make up a large chunk of that. McAdams said in the debate he's a moderate. He made it clear that he wouldn't vote for Nancy Pelosi.
Why does that keep...
Because she's the boogeyman.
But I don't think regular people
she's the
care
witch.
about Nancy Pelosi.
But conservative voters have heard Rush Limbaugh say her name
over and
enough
over.
that's all they need. It's a trigger.
There is a politician, I've got the story here somewhere, GOP congressman in, here it is, Representative Dave Bratt, a Republican in Virginia, in a debate yesterday. They counted. He mentioned Nancy Pelosi's name 21 times in a debate.
Why is she... I'm ignorant. Tell me the horrible thing that Nancy Pelosi did.
She makes the mistake of being a smart and a strong woman in that position. That's the problem that they have with her.
But what do they point to? What specific thing do they say? Look at this thing.
They don't.
I don't know what it is.
They don't need to point to any one thing. They just demonize the hell out of her, and because they want her gone.
They don't say anything
because she's good at what she does.
They don't say anything. They say she's. They say she's.
She got an agenda.
She votes for every liberal thing. She's a socialist. She votes for social. She She wants to. She wants social programs for everyone.
Okay.
She wants socialized medicine, things like that.
No, they want to get rid of her.
Love said the Republican-backed tax cuts are good for the economy and families. No. McAdams said no. They added $1 trillion to the national debt. The national debt that Republicans have always been against until now. McAdams, who was elected mayor of Salt Lake County in 2012, is running a very tight race against Neil Love.
Deficits only matter when there's a Democrat in the White House.
Witches are planning to put a hex on Brett Kavanaugh.
Good. That'll help.
A hex?
They will host the October 20th event. Organizer Dakota Brachial said that they will put a hex on him. About 60 people will be in attendance at an event the ritual will include effigies, coffin nails, graveyard dirt, and a spell. This will be held at a Brooklyn, New York bookstore, and then those people, not everyone in attendance will believe in the power of the hex, but that's okay. She says we'll cast a spell.
It's worth a try.
That's right. There are still people families searching for missing people in Florida.
Yep.
Joanne Garon Benke has replayed every possible scenario in her mind 100 times. Her 79-year-old aunt has been missing since the Hurricane Michael. Says maybe she was rescued and is in a hospital somewhere. Maybe the pile of rubble that was once her home in Mexico Beach it's too shallow for a body to go unnoticed, she says, so she's probably not there, but we cannot find her anywhere 5 days after the hurricane now. And there are dozens of people, hundreds of people still unaccounted for from the hurricane. A federal judge on Monday dismissed a defamation lawsuit filed by Stormy Daniels, the porn actress, against Donald Trump, ordered her to pay the president's legal fees. Judge James Otero said that Trump was well within his right to free speech when he tweeted about Stormy Daniels, saying she was a total con job. Those comments, which Daniels' attorney Michael Avenatti called defamation, were just politics, the judge ruled. The court agrees with Mr. Trump's argument because the tweet in question constitutes rhetorical hyperbole normally associated with politics and public discourse in the United States. The First Amendment protects this kind of rhetorical statements. This could have been a boner candidate, but I've kind of tried to keep a lot of those racist, because there are too many racist things in the news today. Republican Karen Housley, a state senator running to represent Minnesota in the U.S. Senate, compared then First Lady Michelle Obama, to a chimp in 2009.
There we go.
In an April 2009 Facebook post, Housley criticized the First Lady's posture when she met Queen Elizabeth II. Michelle is so far from cool. Don't we expect our First Ladies to at least stand up straight? And my dear sister, know the proper etiquette. Do not touch the Queen, Housley wrote on her Facebook wall. In the comment thread on her post, Housley said, the chimpanzee in the 1951 film Bedtime for Bonzo likely has better posture than Mrs. Obama. I do miss Nancy Reagan. Ronald even more. Speaking of Bedtime for Bonzo, I think even that chimp stood up straighter than Michelle. Uh-oh, someone is going to make a comment, she wrote.
Yep.
This woman is running for the Senate in Minnesota. She's challenging Democrat Tina Smith, Minnesota's former lieutenant governor. But Smith is leading the Republican Housley by a comfortable margin, so that's good news. So how do you lure a runaway pig back into captivity? Doritos.
Wow.
Doritos.
That's how you lure anything back into captivity.
Apparently, it works just perfectly. There was a runaway pig. What was the pig's name? Doesn't say what the pig's name was. But a deputy sheriff had a bag of Doritos down in San Bernardino, California, and I said, let's try this. Sure enough, they made a trail of Doritos. Oh, there it is, x96.com/live.
That's a big pig.
Yeah, he's a big one. And the pig followed the trail of Doritos as the deputy leads him back into captivity. Worked beautifully.
All right. Weather traffic.
It's chilly this morning, 35 right now. We'll get up to 57. It'll be plenty of sunshine later today. So Parley's Canyon is at a standstill eastbound.
Really?
This is due to a hazmat spill. Some 55-gallon drum of something spilled up the canyon, and they have completely blocked it. Just don't even try to get up Parley's, right? Luckily, most people are coming down rather than going up, but it's. I'm looking at the cameras right now. It's a standstill, so avoid that if you can. Crash southbound on I-15 at Layton Parkway. A semi and a car blocking a center lane and another on the right shoulder. Traffic is backing to Antelope Drive. Fantastic Sam's cut and color services are just like what you'd get at high-end salons, but without the high-end price. No appointment needed. Just walk right in. For a salon location near you, go to fantasticsams.com/Utah.
Here's boner candidate number 3. I told you to give me a bear. Burlington, North Carolina. A mother threw her 1-year-old child to the ground after a neighbor refused to give her a beer. Keisha Cheryl Wills faces charges of assault. Officers were called to an apartment complex where police said the suspect went to visit with her neighbor. Ms. Willis allegedly demanded that her neighbor give her a beer, and when she didn't get one, she threw her child on the ground in anger and then assaulted the neighbor. Police said that the County Department of Social Services was contacted and the child was placed in custody of a grandmother. The child didn't have any injuries. Ms. Willis was jailed under a secured bond of $5,000. Boner candidate number 3, I told you to get me a beer.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, this is the kind of thing those Americans do. It's not for us. A school competition in England where kids were asked to fill out forms grading their classmates, the best personality, the best bum in school. And these are like 15, 16-year-old kids. Boner candidate number 2, perhaps you'd like one of my swastika cookies. An accused neo-Nazi terrorist wearing a KKK outfit, holding a baby. He had a pastry cutter, a cookie cutter. It was the shape of a swastika. And boner candidate number 3, I told you to give me a beer.
All right, here we go. This is round 1 of your boner voting. Let's see, you've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it's just the winner of round 1. It must defeat the winner of round 2's voting. 3 more candidates at 8:20 this morning. We take the winner of that round, throw them both into the Boner Dome for boner fight at 9:20. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So pick your champion for round 1 now. 1, 2, or 3, the candidate number you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. Call 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting October 16 and vote there. 300 seconds. This is round 1.
The music starts at 10 with a 1-hour nonstop music wing ding on X96.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find our beloved missionaries knocking on the door of a sand crawler on Tatooine.
Man, this thing is huge. Who ever heard of a camper being 100 feet long and nearly 60 feet tall?
Well, it's not really a camper. It's more like a mobile home. An entire tribe of Jawas call this sandcrawler their home.
Well, I guess we better introduce ourselves before they decide to move on.
Hi there. I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen. Hi. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
And we was wondering if you had heard of our church and if you'd like to know more about it.
Lehigh, I think my universal translator in my name badge is broken. Could you tell me what the little guy said?
Well, I didn't understand him either. Oh no, our translators must not be programmed for Jawa. Now we'll never be able to bring him our message of salvation.
Excuse me, sir. Perhaps I can be of some assistance.
And I suppose that you speak Jawa.
I am a protocol droid, programmed in over 3 million forms of communication.
And I suppose that one of those over 3 million forms of communication is Jawa?
Oh, Jawa's like a second language to me. You be quiet, R2. I do speak Jawa like a native.
Well, then, if you wouldn't mind, could you tell us what they're saying? Talk to them.
Utna Bak Chala Elders? He says that they want your hyperbikes.
Well, you tell him that we need them to do our missionary work and that we would really need to be going soon, too.
Kala Chuk Nagda Zula Tem, Elders Lokta Nimboshan. Oh my.
What did he say?
He says that they will join your church in exchange for the hyperbikes, and they want to keep your name badges too.
They want eternal salvation and our hyperbikes?
Cool. They get our bikes and we get our first converts. What a deal. I mean, there must be 200, maybe 300 Jawas on board this piece of junk. I mean, we could convert them all.
Butch, those hyperbikes don't belong to us. They belong to the church.
And so will the Jawas after we baptize them.
Could this be it? Converts for Elders Christiansen and Jensen at last? Would the church frown on bartering for membership? And how many Jawas can you convert for a pair of Mark 32 hyperbikes with custom fender flares and luggage racks? Tune in next time to hear Lehigh say... No, and that is final. Now, Mr. 3PO, if you would just kindly ask the Jawas to give back our name badges, we'll be on our way.
Well, all right. What if I give them my luggage rack and fender flares and we just baptize, a couple of them?
No! That is your big problem, Butch. You always try to do things the easy way.
Oh, yeah? Well, listen to this. I've been letting you win at Scripture Chase.
On the next growth stunting episode of Space
on X96, Radio from Hell.
All right. We got the X poll starting up here in a moment. Have you ever witnessed anything of the supernatural? I'd like it to be first person, not a friend of a friend. You know, I mean, if you have that, okay, but I'd prefer I saw this.
And Carrie promises not to debunk you.
I won't
just let it happen.
Yeah, I won't sit and Dana Scully you. All right.
Do we have scary theremin music?
Maybe I could find some. All right. It's time to award round one of your boners.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you in part by vegetable hash.
And Tuesday's here. What's going on at Gracie's? Tuesday night bluegrass jam with Pixie and the Partygrass Boys. Like Gracie's on Facebook for regular updates. Adults only.
So boner candidate number one. It's the kind of thing those Americans do. It's not for us. School children in a school in England asked to vote for who had the best bum and who's the most flirty and things like that in a competition. Parents worried about, the Americans do those things. We don't do that. Boner candidate number two. Perhaps you'd like one of my swastika cookies. An accused neo-Nazi terrorist photographed wearing a KKK hood, holding a baby named Adolf. It was also revealed that he had a swastika cookie cutter. And boner candidate number three. I told you to give me a beer. It's a mother accused of throwing her 1-year-old daughter to the ground because her neighbor refused to give her a beer. Someone named David won the Gracie's gift card, and the winner, boner candidate number three, I told you to give me a beer.
All right. That's the winner of round one. It now qualifies to be boner of the day. It must defeat the winner of round two's voting. At 8:20, you'll get 3 more candidates and another chance to vote. We'll take the winner of that round, and the two of them will face off at 9:20. Boner fight happens then. You decide boner of the day at that time. This is sponsored, Gina.
Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Oh, the X poll, yes, 877-602-9696. That's the number to call and share your experiences with us. It's simple. Just have you ever experienced or had an experience with the supernatural in any way? Something that you just couldn't explain. Try as you might, you could not explain it.
Even better if you're someone like Carrie. Tell that story again quickly, Carrie.
Oh, the car story?
Yeah.
Because Carrie doesn't believe it. But
no, I don't.
But it's still something weird.
The coincidences were just, just there. I mean.
But still.
Okay, my grandpa Clausen hated all of my pursuits. Being on the radio, DJing dances, all those things. And so he dies. We get his Fiat that he had all this time, and Dad says, "Here, this is your car to drive for your jobs and everything."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. It seemed like every time I went, if I just went to a movie, I was fine. If I went to school, if I drove to school, I was fine. But anytime I had to DJ a dance, or sometimes when I had a work event that I had to be at, it would let me get to work on a regular basis. But it was like work events and DJing gigs. At dances, the car would not break down. It was like someone was pushing on the brake for me.
Your grandpa was.
And it would immediately go to the right side of the road, take me off the road.
He was trying to get you to
He was trying to choose the right.
And it would stop and would not start. I couldn't even get a click or anything. Nothing. No. And I'd have to abandon it and hitchhike and then come back the next morning and it starts up just fine. I took it to several mechanics, and they're like, we have no idea what's going on.
It's your grandpa, clearly.
So that's what my mother said, is your grandpa hated this, and that's what's going on.
I told this story before, and I'll just tell it very quickly. And I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but I had a dream one time about the brother of an old girlfriend of mine. He appeared to me in a dream and said, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "I'm talking to him," and he said, "I just want you to know I'm okay. I'm fine." I hadn't seen him for years. And I mentioned this to a friend of mine the next day, and she said, "Oh, didn't you hear? He passed away." And just the other day, he passed away. And I thought that was very odd. I thought it was just a coincidence.
But it's just a coincidence.
I thought it was a coincidence, but it kind of gave me a chill. But it was. I think it's a coincidence. Anyway.
So that's the kind of stuff we're looking for, 877-602-9696. Let me see. I want to make sure we are able to hear everybody. Let's go to, this is Michael. Michael.
Hi, Michael. Michael?
Oh, there he is.
Lady, second time calling. Hey, so I didn't want to, they say that Ogden is haunted.
The whole
There was
town.
an old haunted house. Yes. There was an old haunted house that we went to. They had a Bloody Mary room. They had stories. It could have, that the ghost hunters had gone through, but I love to stay back from my group to kind of look at the arts and creativity of what haunts do with their houses. Well, through this Bloody Mary room, they had like a 3-foot tall ceramic doll, and nobody knew that as I was walking by, the head started to follow everybody, and I was looking at it, and it goes right back. I talked with one of the creators or the owners of this haunt, and I says, that is a pretty cool effect. They didn't have those effects in the past. And they were asking me, well, what were you talking about? They took me a private tour back to the Bloody Mary room, and I told them what happened. It says the head was following of the doll. Just as I was leaving, they walked me right up to that doll, and the neck was solid.
Yeah. I don't believe your story in the slightest, but thank you, Michael.
And Bill was just hoping when you said Bloody Mary room,
yeah,
free-flowing Bloody Marys.
That's the wrong kind of Bloody Mary room for me.
Right?
Yeah, thanks,
All right.
Michael.
Well,
Thanks, Mike. Now,
They
Mike.
said they did have feet prints caught on camera. But yeah,
I'm sure.
Thanks, Michael.
Michael,
Thanks, Mike.
see again.
No, we're not. No,
All right.
no.
That's okay.
Mark. Hello, Mark. Go ahead.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
So my mother and I were at our family cabin not long after her father had passed away.
Wait a minute. Was
Mother
it a
passed
cabin
away.
in the woods?
Well, yes.
Okay. All right.
But there's other cabins around, so not that secluded. Anyway, we had gone to bed, woke up the next morning. My mother accused me of moving my grandparents' toothbrushes that were up in the cabin. This happened a couple nights, and she kept accusing me of moving these toothbrushes and the toothbrush holder, and I said, no, that wasn't me. So our third night there, we purposely moved it to the opposite side of the bathroom, and the next morning we woke up and they were back in their original position.
Well,
Were your grandparents always reminding you to brush your teeth?
Or to leave their stuff alone and put it where they left it.
They were sticklers for dental hygiene.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. All right, we'll continue this X poll after this break, if you insist. Mike, Megan, hang on. 877-602-9696.
Well, we should probably check.
Yeah, we should check a little traffic real quick because.
Yeah, because they're massive incident up Parley's Canyon, eastbound Parley's Canyon. Traffic is at a standstill leaving the mouth of the canyon to East Quarry. There was a hazmat spill blocking the left lane and shoulder, and it's caused a serious issue up there. Crash southbound I-15 Layton Parkway. Semi and a car blocking the center lane, and another car on the right shoulder. Let's see if we've got anything else going on. Those are the two major things. I don't see anything else. If you see something, you can text it to us, 33986.
XL Automotive Repair, they do such great work.
Is your car there now?
I don't know. I don't know where it is
I
right
don't
now.
know where it is.
But they did, it's terrible because my car got into a wreck, and I had just put money into it because XL did the timing belts and stuff on it, and it was running beautifully, just running beautifully. XL Automotive Repair, your car needs to be reliable, and you need a good auto mechanic to keep it running in tip-top shape. And these are the guys to do it.
So it's regular maintenance stuff, of course. But then if you have, bigger things like timing belts and things that maybe are a little more expensive, you want to make sure you go to a mechanic you can trust, and they're mechanics we trust.
Yeah, but I might be in the market for a used car now, so I'm going to take it.
Use the system.
$50 used car check. They'll let you know if it's a lemon or not. Limit 2 vehicles per $50. Just drive it in there. They'll check it over for you and let you know if you should buy it and if you're getting a good deal. So they're on the corner of 33rd South and 3rd East. Go to xlautomotiverepair.com for more.
X96 presents beer, bourbon, and barbecue Saturday.
Yes. May I help you?
Carrie Jackson and Bill Allred here to see Mr. Acme?
Carrie Jackson and Bill Allred? And this is regarding?
Well, we work for Mr. Acme, and he wanted to see us today.
I see. And you work for him in which one of his businesses?
Radio. We do a morning radio show at his radio station.
Oh, yes. Mr. Acme is involved with some little broadcast facility somewhere, isn't he? Let me call him. He's having his daily rub-down right now. Mr. Acme?
What the hell do you want? You know I don't like to be disturbed when Gregor is giving me my rub-down. Ouch! Damn it! I told you that my coccyx is sore, Gregor! I'm calling Mr. Acme. Don't rub me so hard there! Jesus. Now what the hell do you want?
I'm sorry, Mr. Acme, but there are 2 radio people out here to see you. What were your names again?
Carrie and Bill. Bill?
Is that Allred and Jackson out there? God, I forgot. It's salary time again. Okay, tell them to have a seat. We're just about finished here. Damn it, Gregor! Don't push so hard on that! Very sorry, Mr. Acme. Oh, I'm sore everywhere that my belt rubs.
Have a seat, gentlemen. Mr. Acme will be right with you.
Oh, great. Acme's got some sore muscles, and we're here to talk about raises. What great timing.
Oh, he's always in a bad mood or sore or something anyway. I don't see where one day is any better than another when it comes to talking about money. For hell's sakes, Gary. I mean, last year during our job evaluation meeting, he jumped across the restaurant table and jabbed the dinner fork into my upper thigh. I bled like a pig.
I remember. He must have stuck that thing in about 3 inches.
Yeah, thanks for closing me up. I don't know if I've ever told you enough how grateful I was.
Don't worry about it. It was nothing. I was just glad I had that little staple gun in my backpack.
I'm nervous. I mean, I'm just not very good at this asking for a raise thing.
Remember, we got to be tough. We got to stand our ground. I mean, sure, we're asking for a lot, but we work hard at the radio station. I don't think that 15 every 2 weeks is too much to ask.
But Carrie, 15 every 2 weeks adds up to $30 a month. I'm telling you, it's too much. He'll never go for it.
I think you're right. We got to get out of here. Oh, okay. Here's what we do.
What?
I'll pretend that I'm sick, and then you pretend to rush me to the hospital, okay?
Okay.
Ma'am, will you tell Mr. Acme we'll be back some other time? I've got to rush my partner to the hospital. I think it's his ovaries or something. His uvula or something. You're going to be okay.
Talk Radio from Hell on Utah's original alternative X96.
Now, before we go back to the X
The
poll,
National Academy of people who say that.
People are saying, and I'm hearing.
we have a giveaway.
Oh, we do?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Come celebrate Mickey's 90th birthday in Salt Lake City at Disney on Ice, 100 Years of Magic, playing Vivint Smart Home Arena November 15th through the 18th. See more than 50 of your favorite Disney stars, 14 classic tales, over 30 timeless songs. Watch your favorite characters, including Anna, Elsa, Olaf from Disney's Frozen. Opening night tickets start at just $10 at Ticketmaster.com, or you could win a 4-pack of tickets right now by texting the word WOW, W-0, W-O-W, WOW, to 33986.
What am I texting?
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't know why I read it W0W. Sorry.
Because that was a mini
The
stroke.
ghost of the
Was a-
letter O.
Was a mini stroke.
You're telling me the letter O is dead?
Yes.
All right.
Long live the letter O.
Exactly.
All right, the X poll, 877-602-9696. The word is, you ever had an experience with a supernatural? Have you?
Megan.
Hi, Megan.
Hi. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, perfect. On my headset, so I apologize.
Are you calling from the
so-
beyond?
Am I what?
Calling from the beyond?
No, I'm calling from my headset in my car on the side of the road going
Okay.
to work.
All
Same
right.
thing.
So, I guess, yeah, sure. So mine is more about my son, who always seems to know when somebody has passed or that something big is going to happen.
Explain.
My most recent example of this is last week, Tuesday at 4 a.m., I was awake and couldn't figure out why I couldn't sleep. He shot out of bed and looked over at me and said, "Mommy, I want to go play with Luke," who is one of my dearest friend's 4-year-old son. I was like, okay, it's 4 in the morning. He turned over and went back to bed. At about 6:30, I got a message from his dad that said, "Hey, I need you to call me as soon as you get this." So I called him, and it turned out that Luke's mom had passed away.
Weird. That is weird.
Weird and really sad.
Yeah.
But
And that happens-
At the time was one of his something was going on with his biological father, and he again woke up between like 3 or 4 a.m. and said, "Hey, Mommy, what's going on with my dad with the black hair?" I said, what are you talking about? Because he hasn't seen him in years and years and years. I don't think he actually remembers him. And then it turns out that he's presumed dead right now. Like, he's missing. They don't know what the heck happened to him.
Weird.
Well,
Okay, thanks.
It is weird.
yeah. Yes, it's very odd. Well, thanks for calling us.
They call it shining.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well,
Thanks, Megan.
thank you guys. Have a nice day.
You too.
Bye.
Let's go to Mike. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Lords and ladies.
Good morning.
So I want to preface this by saying this happened about 10 years ago to me, and I'm a psychologist now, so kind of like Carrie, I know about the brain and chemicals and tricks of the mind and all illusions, all that kind of stuff. So I can't really explain it, but I don't know if it was for sure something real.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So 10 years ago, I was working at a credit union out in South Jordan by daybreak, and one day I was counting money just at the counter, and I was looking down, counting, and I looked up briefly, and I saw this guy standing outside. We had these big plate glass windows that stretched from floor to ceiling, and he was just standing there in the landscaping, not by the doors, not in front of the entrance or anything, just in the landscaping. About 6 feet tall, pale guy wearing a black button-down shirt and slacks. He was just looking at me, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. I look down, I keep counting the money, and then I'm like, wait, he's standing in a landscaping. That's really weird. I look back up, there's nothing. So I don't think anything of it. I was like, okay, my mind's playing tricks on me. A week later, it's just me and one other customer service rep in the branch. We're closing down. Everything's closed. Nobody's in the building. We're about to leave in a few minutes. We had one of those big vaults that was open. And the vaults in most banks have the thick, heavy metal door.
Mhm.
And then behind it, they have a secondary door that's glass, reinforced with metal.
Okay.
So that secondary door is still pretty heavy and thick, and that was shut. And I was going behind the teller line. I had forgotten something. I turn around real quick to go. I see somebody walk into the vault, and I turn back, and I call this lady's name, like, hey, are you there? Are you ready to go in the vault and count it up, make sure we're good? And no answer. I call again, and I hear her from the other side of the branch, and she's like, Mike, why are you calling me? I'm like, no, somebody just walked into the vault. Like, I saw somebody actually walk in there, and she's like, no, there's nobody in here but us. And I look, and the door was closed. And they're pretty big and heavy.
Yeah.
So in order to walk, and I saw somebody walk in there. So
Like
I can't
through
really
the door?
account for... Go ahead.
No, you're good.
I can't really account for how that would have happened because you have to open it, and it makes a pretty loud sound.
Yeah.
The last time I saw this thing, I got this impression just when I first saw it in my head that I just called him the Dark Man because of what he was wearing. I'd finished my lunch. I was in the break room in the corner of this hall that curved at the end. I walk out towards the teller line. I open the door to go back, and I'm like, oh, I forgot something in the back in the break room. I turn around, and I see this guy again walking down the hall just where I was into the break room. So I see him from behind for like a good 2 seconds, just walk into the break room. And I was like, nope, not going back there. And I can't really explain it any other way. I talked to some other people that worked there, and it turns out a couple ladies had seen other similar things, but they wouldn't talk about it with anybody else. They'd only talk about it with me because I had seen it too. And I guess they had more experiences. There was a copy room that after this started happening, we would hear this horrible clanging sound.
Mike, we're out of time.
Thanks, Mike.
Sorry, Mike.
Okay, sorry
Bye-bye.
about that.
Hey, could you tell them briefly, tell their stories? Is it possible? Good Lord.
He had a lot of incidents.
I got one for you, Gina.
For me?
Yes, because it involves 3 men and a baby.
It's not true.
It's my friend Jimmy Martin.
It's not
Back in the day,
true.
my friend Corey and I tried to take a screenshot of the ghost in 3 Men and a Baby. Every time I took the picture from the program on my computer, the phone would ring, and I'd answer to a loud screech. We kept trying, then the computer crashed, and the VCR ate the tape. I know it's just a cardboard cutout of Ted Danson in a tuxedo, but it always scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, that was always the rumor that there was a dead kid ghost in the...
John is here. Hello, John.
John.
Hello.
Briefly, John.
Well, first off, thanks for letting me listen.
Sure.
Me and my brother and his friend I was probably about 12 years old. My brother's 13 or 14. We're all sitting in our house alone, and his buddy Dave went to leave, who's the same age. And as he was leaving, we go, bye, Dave. Me and my brother, with our high-pitched voices, and all we hear from the basement is, bye, Dave. We can't explain it to this day what happened.
Well, that's creepy.
Yeah. And my mom still lives in the same house, and we haven't had anything since, but...
Bye, Dave. Bye, Dave. All right.
That's a good place
okay,
to end,
that's good.
I think.
That's
a
good.
good
All right,
place
thank
to
you.
end.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Dave.
I like that one.
To the point.
Okay, so I guess there was an earlier power outage in Ogden due to a vehicle accident. It says power's been restored to remaining customers in Ogden. However, if your power is still out, reset your main breaker. But everybody's power should be back that had it out in Ogden earlier this morning. Hazmat situation in Parley's Canyon. Eastbound Parley's Canyon traffic at a standstill, leaving the mouth of the canyon to East Quarry, where the hazmat spill is blocking the left lane and shoulder. If anybody's stuck in that, if you could text us and let us know if you're moving any better now I would appreciate it. 33986.
All right. We got round 2 of your boner voting coming up after these.
Oh, listen. Your candidates. Here, let me get those for you. We've got number 1, who hasn't wanted to swim with the sharks? Number 2, yeah, that's right, I got the whole family. And number 3, I told you not to eat my chips.
All right. Round 2 of the boner voting, big boy news, all coming up after these. UtahAdvocates.com.
Listen, the advocates, they want you to stay safe on the roads as the weather starts to turn. You may not be ready quite yet to put your snow tires on, but remember, changing temperatures cause the tire pressure to go down, and that can cause your car to get squirrely, and that could cause accidents. So if you get into an accident, don't panic. Call the authorities. Make sure that everything's taken care of, and
get the medical treatment you need.
But call the advocates soon. A lot of times people wait till the medical bills start rolling in, and they go, "Wait a minute, I thought my insurance company was taking care of this." The sooner the advocates are involved, the better.
Yeah, 801-355-5550. That's their phone number. You will be on the line with an attorney almost immediately, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Or you can go to their website, utahadvocates.com. So if you or a loved one's been injured in an accident, that's who you want to call. 801-355-5550. Or again, you can chat live with an attorney on their website, and it's free, utahadvocates.com.
What can you say about a Tuesday? You know how lucky you are to be living in this city tonight? You know.
How did you woo, or how were you wooed by your current spouse? How did you know they were, quote, the one? Thank you for considering my question.
It was the neoprene bustier. That's how I knew.
You should tell people about them. Don't just say that.
That's how I knew she was the one. It was the it was the neoprene bustier she was wearing. I went, yeah, she's the one. Yeah, that's the one right there.
We were at a live studio audience up at the Einstein's Bagels in Olympus Cove. And she was there with her friends. I have to credit Artie Fufkin, actually.
Really?
Because I sat there and Artie overheard me. I was like, yeah, I want to go and ask her out, but I just. And what was great is that she just didn't care. She was having none of it. She was tired. She was dragged there by her friends. She didn't care. And Artie said, well, you know what you do. You pass her a note.
Like in school.
Like in school. Yeah. That's immediately what I said. What, like in school? He goes, yeah, pass her a note. And I did pass her the note. This is I know this is weird, but if you wouldn't mind, get coffee later.
Check this box.
Yes or no? She still has the note.
Really?
Yeah. And it kind of went from there.
I was single at the time, and Mary Claire, my mother, said, well, are you dating anybody? No, I'm not dating. Well, are you talking to anybody? And I said, well, I've kind of been emailing with this guy from college.
For a year.
And she said, Joe Jones? She totally plucked his name out of the air. And I said, how did you know? And she said, because he was the best looking guy you went to school with. So Mary Claire knew he was the one before we ever went out on a date. We went out on a date and we were married 3 months later. It was, I guess you could say it was a year of wooing via email.
It took 3 months for his divorce to be final, right?
That's another story.
Original Alternative X96.
All right, time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it's just the winner of round 2. Kudos, but you're not boner of the day. You'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. You missed that. But we'll take both of the candidates and put them into the boner fight at 9:20. That's when you decide boner of the day. So, time for round 2. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
tickets to go see Warren Miller's Face of Winter.
Here.
Oh.
Trouble?
Here's boner candidate number 1.
No. Oh.
Who hasn't wanted to swim with the sharks? A manhunt is underway for a man who... That's why it's a manhunt, because it's underway for a man who jumped naked into a massive shark tank at Ripley Aquarium in Toronto.
Holy cow.
Swimming among the 14 sharks. There's a picture of him at x96.com/live. To the cheers and jeers of viewers, and then barely escaped, After his one-man show Friday night, he was told police were on their way, and he yanked on a pair of pants and held his shoes in his hand and fled with a woman, leaving his hoodie and T-shirt behind. Police issued an alert and a photo of the man, although only showing his face. His naked stunt also revealed other distinguishing features, tribal tattoos down his calf and a bicep tattoo. While the stunt was greeted largely with merriment by onlookers and social media, the aquarium was not amused.
No.
We hope to have this gentleman apprehended and charged to the fullest extent of the law, because, I mean, what he did, he was pretty foolish, eh? And it was dangerous, too.
What crime did he
It was definitely premeditated and intentional. The sharks looked more afraid of him than he was of them. The stunt was fired up by social media over the weekend, but it took an unpleasant turn when police said the swimmer is also believed to be a man wanted for a serious assault 2 hours before he did his swim. Police said David Weaver is wanted for mischief for the nude swim, as well as assault causing bodily harm after a man was attacked outside of Medieval Times Dinner and Show. The aquarium's internal security video shows the man arriving around 10 p.m. before closing, but he headed straight for what's called the Dangerous Lagoon.
Well, it says it right in the name.
He strips down and jumps in, but a couple of hours before, he apparently assaulted someone outside of the Medieval Times Dinner and Show restaurant. It's not clear what that incident was about, but he is identified as the same man. Boner candidate number 1. Well, who hasn't wanted to swim with the sharks?
Larry, if we make an effort today, we might be able to save August.
Sorry.
Boner candidate number 2. This is a terrible one. That's right. I got the whole family. An Idaho Fish and Game commissioner has resigned amid backlash he received after sharing multiple pictures from a hunting trip to Namibia via email. One of those pictures showed him posing next to a family of baboons that he shot and killed with a crossbow.
I saw that picture.
I don't need to see that.
Yeah, don't look.
Around Monday, 4 p.m., Idaho Governor Butch Otter announced that he had asked for and subsequently received the resignation of Idaho Fish and Game Commissioner Blake Fisher. The many calls for his resignation quickly spread online and among at least one former game commissioner after Mr. Fisher returned from his trip. One photo in particular showed Mr. Fisher posing with a family of baboons that he had hunted with a crossbow. Fisher sent an email boasting about using the baboons to introduce his wife to game hunting. Among the 12 pictures of Fisher and his wife were also of an oryx, a giraffe, a water buck, and a leopard.
It's all about conservation.
The biggest backlash was over the pictures of the baboon family.
Yep.
It was like 4 baboons in the picture, I believe, including a baby baboon.
Yep.
I have high expectations and standards for every appointee in state government, the governor said, Butch Otter. Every member of my administration is expected to exercise good judgment. Commissioner Fisher did not. Accordingly, I have accepted his resignation from the Idaho Fish and Game Commission. Now, opinions among Utah hunters over the photo varied, many pointing out he did not break the law.
That's not the point.
I think that he's out there hunting legally. I don't think that's really an issue, said one. Not everyone was okay with the photos, though. Longtime hunter Glenn Mickelson said, some exotic animals should just be left alone.
Yes.
We as humans should respect other species, and certain species should just not be threatened by us at all. There are certain creatures in this world that are put here for human consumption, but baboons are not to be bothered, in my opinion, he said. Don't know what is to be gained by hunting baboons other than blood sport. Boner candidate number 1. Yeah, that's right. I got the whole family. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. I told you not to eat my chips.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 2, coming up after this Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Come and make your mark in fondue history by trying the new cast iron grill cooking style, available today at the Melting Pot, locally owned and operated. Reservations at meltingpot.com/Salt Lake.
Well, Tara Reid, or as we like to call her, Tara Reid, has had to be removed from a cross-country flight prior to takeoff following an angry outburst. The 42-year-old American Pie actress was aboard a Delta flight, which was heading from Los Angeles to New York City. She was apparently upset about the location of her seat and that she didn't get a pillow. And flight attendants tried to calm her down, but Tara was having none of it.
I'm having none of this.
She was removed.
She's holding a little, like, Yorkie or something, too.
Oh, yeah?
She was removed from the flight. The pilot of the aircraft had already progressed the plane past the gate, but decided to alter course and head back amid a customer service problem. In a clip filmed by another passenger aboard the plane, the Sharknado star was informed that she would have to deboard the aircraft.
Deboard?
The 5'5" beauty, who had a small dog with her, did not put up a fight and left without incident.
I was in The Big Lebowski, too. I'm not just a Sharknado star.
She was able to catch another flight. She was irritated that she didn't have a window seat.
Where's my window?
She said, I'm supposed to have a window.
Sprinkles likes to look out the window.
So there you go. This is a story for you, Gina.
Mm-hmm.
Staff at a bank in China got the fright of their lives on Friday when a giant python crashed through the ceiling. Dodging huge snakes is one of the last things employees at the bank should have to worry about. Staff at the bank in South China, though, were very worried because a giant python crashed through the ceiling. Wildlife workers had to catch the snake. They think the python was a pet of someone living nearby.
It smelled money?
A snake also got into the bank last year. So apparently it's an ongoing problem at this bank.
They're snake attractant.
Yeah. Oh, there was I think the tiger is still on the loose, a Bengal tiger in India.
The man-eating tiger?
The man-eating tiger.
Ooh.
And you know what they're using to try and lure it?
People?
Obsession. Perfume.
Really?
The perfume Obsession.
Wow.
And
because it smells like people?
Well, because it has civet oil. They use civet oil.
Oh.
Actually, they use synthetic civet oil now.
But
apparently.
it's close enough.
Which is what?
Well, it is oil. Civet oil has long been used in perfumes. It is a scent from a civet cat, and it apparently changes chemical. It's really stinky.
No.
It's really stinky, but when you mix it with other things, it becomes it's very attractive to animals. Like if you have cats, really like it.
Civet.
Yeah, a civet cat. Let's see. A man reported.
God, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has arrived in Riyadh for talks with top Saudi leaders over the disappearance of dissident journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Now, I haven't checked the most recent news, but I'm guessing that after these talks, there will be some sort of statement about the Saudis owning up to some responsibility for the disappearance of Khashoggi. Pompeo had a short meeting with King Salman before holding talks later in the day with the king's son, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Saudi Arabia's de facto ruler, U.S. State Department spokesman Heather Nauert, said Pompeo thanked the king for his commitment to supporting a thorough, transparent, and timely investigation of the Khashoggi case. A man who was reported missing out of Syracuse last week has been found dead. Syracuse police stated that Paul Arbuckle was found dead by searchers Monday with the help of a Department of Public Safety helicopter. Police didn't specify where Mr. Arbuckle was found or provide any details regarding the case or manner of death. The department stated Davis County Sheriff's Office is handling the investigation. Arbuckle was last seen in October 12th in Syracuse. When he left his home, he had no phone or no money with him. No other details available. Governor Herbert has declared a state of emergency in the state of Utah, drought emergency.
Really?
Yeah. Utah is dangerously parched. Natural habitats stressed, woodlands prime for burning, according to an emergency declaration issued by Governor Herbert. The rainfall we have recently received helps, but the drought is at a level unseen for many years and will not be solved with a small series of storms, the governor said. In some areas, the drought is at or near historic levels.
And I saw a prediction for the winter.
Yeah.
No, not good.
Dry.
Really?
Yep.
What does the Farmer's Almanac say?
I don't know, but the actual prediction said dry.
So, two lovesick teenagers say they can't live without each other and die by suicide when each thinks the other is dead. And many parents and educators and mental health advocates would criticize that story as irresponsible, but it is, of course, the plot of Romeo and Juliet,
Yes.
which remains a high school staple. In some ways, Romeo and Juliet is the ultimate romanticization of suicide, said Seymour Paul, a senior at Ogden's Da Vinci Academy, who read the play in freshman English class. As Utah grapples with high rates of teen suicide and depression, a state report this week found nearly 1 in 5 students statewide have said they seriously have considered suicide in 2017. Educators, mental health advocates, and arts organizations are considering how to teach and present the classic play. And there are some who say they shouldn't teach it at all. But others are saying you need to start discussions about it. And there is, right now, the Utah Opera is doing Romeo and Juliet.
I mean, I think you take the position of, their families were fighting over stupid things, and that's what led to all, take that approach rather than that they're just lovesick teenagers. It was because their families wouldn't accept them. So maybe we should talk about acceptance and love is love and that kind of thing.
So at the opera, my wife went to see it last night. There are people in the lobby of the Capitol Theater with tables, mental health advocates available at tables in the Capitol Theater lobby with information about services that they provide with those to those contemplating suicide or their loved ones, and they're there for every performance of Romeo and Juliet at the opera, which is not a bad thing. Paul Allen, co-founder of Microsoft, has died. He was only 65. He was the co-founder of Microsoft along with what's his name? The
nerdy guy with the glasses.
Yeah, Bill
Gates.
Bill Gates. He founded it with Bill Gates in 75, and then he retired quite some time ago because he was suffering from lymphoma, which he lived with for many years. He was a great philanthropist. He saved the Seattle Seahawks team. He bought them when they were just about to leave Seattle. And he was... he started the, he poured a lot of money into Seattle and was beloved by the people of that city. And let's see, that's about
good.
it. Yeah.
Sports weather traffic.
So the Brewers won last night. They beat the Dodgers 4-0. They play again today at 7. And the Red Sox and Astros are today at 3. Weather, it's chilly this morning and will warm up to about 57 with plenty of sunshine. And traffic, thank you to the friend of the program that says Parley's eastbound. It's pretty packed. Somewhat clears up as you get to the Lambs Canyon exit, but pretty serious delays up Parley's due to that earlier hazmat situation. Crash 9th East Van Winkle Expressway, northbound, southbound, and westbound lanes are all being affected there. And let me see if we had anything else. I thought somebody said something about Redwood Road. Yes. Accident Redwood Road 98 South. Southbound and northbound Redwood Road are backed up. Thank you to the friends of the program that sent that in via text at 33986. Are you remarkable? Looking for a great new opportunity? Black Turtle is hiring full-time, part-time customer service representatives with competitive pay and no weekend shifts. Apply online today at jointheturtle.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. I told you not to eat my chips. A South Carolina man is facing an attempted murder charge after police say he shot his cousin after warning him to not eat his salt and vinegar potato chips.
Well, those are good.
Well, they are.
They're...
Especially the kettle, the kettle ones. Ryan Langdale of Colton County turned himself into deputies on Wednesday. He was charged with attempted murder, possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime, and obstruction of justice. Officers were called to the home where Mr. Langsdale's cousin had been shot. Both he and the victim told deputies the shooting was self-inflicted, and it happened when the 17-year-old was cleaning a hunting rifle. The victim was rushed into surgery with life-threatening injuries, but the story started changing after the victim recovered enough for further questioning, and then that's when he said, No, I'll tell you what happened. Ryan shot me because I was eating his potato chips. He said, don't touch my chips or I'll shoot you.
Well, it's pretty clear.
And then I ate some of them, and then you know what he did?
He shot
well,
me.
He said he would.
And then they asked Mr. Langsdale. They said, Ryan, I told him not to eat my chips. Well, what'd you do? Well, I shot him.
Like any rational person would.
Well, I told him, don't touch my chips or I'll shoot you. Boner candidate number 3. I told you not to eat my chips.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Well, who hasn't wanted to swim with the sharks? Naked in a tank at the aquarium in Toronto. Oh, and right before that, assault somebody at the Medieval Times restaurant. Boner candidate number 2. That's right, I got the whole family. Idaho Fish and Game Commissioner resigning after just a big backlash because he killed a whole family of baboons on a safari in Africa, and he's so proud of it.
He killed a lot of animals on the safari.
Yeah.
The baboons was the...
That's just so egregious, so awful. And boner candidate number 3. I told you not to eat my chips.
All right. This is round 2 of your boner voting. You've got to decide, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. You missed that. But we'll present them both to you at 9:20. That's when boner of the day is decided. So you've got to pick a champion of round 2 right here. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number that... the one that you think should win, put that number in the message of a text and then text that to 33986. You can call the producer's booth, 877-602-9696, or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting October 16 and vote there. You've got 300 seconds. Round 2. This weekend is also the big shopping thing.
It is.
And I'm telling you right now, if you go, I'm going to be hurt.
The big shopping thing being every year, Gina. Well, you tell them what you do every year.
Yeah, go ahead, Gina.
It's my mom, the Sainted Mary Claire, and 3 of her friends, and all their daughters. I don't even know how many people it is. It's like 40 people.
But they're all of a certain... Oh, no, I'm not going to do it. Never mind. I was going to be way too mean there.
I was so hoping you'd continue. Let that thought flow through there.
Anyway. In fact, one of the mothers was shopping a day or 2 ago with her daughters. I'm not sure where they were, but
getting a jump on it, were they?
Well, no, they were trying to buy the matching jammies because we all wear matching jammies, and
those are pajamas for those of you who don't know what jammies are.
Matching jammies. And the mother said, oh, I want these. And they said, well, we need to order them in. And she said, well, I have to have them by Thursday. I'm like, why do you need, 5 pairs of matching jammies by Thursday? And she said, well, we go on this shopping trip every year. And he said, is this Gina Barberi's shopping trip?
God. Okay, so we don't need to explain it. Everybody seems to know. But here's the deal, is that if you go...
why will you be hurt?
I will be hurt because she can't make the ride into work here and sit in this comfortable chair that Babinski's has given you.
But she can go
can go and shop. And that just shows there's that guilt thing coming back, is that you and I cannot have any control.
No.
But Mary Claire, queen of guilt.
She directs my life, as you know.
I don't think that you should let your mother make you go on this shopping trip.
Right, that's right.
Well, and actually we've talked about it a lot the last couple of days, and she's been worried about me, and I've been having some trouble the last couple of days. And
Richie's having a T-shirt made for you, by the way. It just says irritable uterus on it.
Well,
I'd wear it.
Let's see if we can get a a second tie line to come in here. I know big radio stations can do that, and we're just KXRK Provo, but let's see if we can get a second tie line in here so that Gina can be at home and we can be at Jiffy Lube on Monday. And we can all be here. All right?
It'd be nice if we could do that.
All right.
It's the JT thing that's the problem.
Well, JT can maybe send her traffic in pre-recorded.
Oh, okay.
JT, you're there, right? Maybe we could do that just for
Whatever
one
you guys want.
For one day.
That's a doable thing, isn't it, JT?
As long as somebody can play an MP3 over there.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, whatever you guys want.
All right, we'll have Richie work that out.
I mean, it would be sort of live traffic, but it would be like...
I'll send it like a minute or two.
A minute
before
or
this.
two, yeah.
I won't be able to do my sign-off, though.
Well, we'll be okay.
We'll forego
One
that.
day, one day.
Yeah, whatever you guys want. Come
All
on.
right.
Gina Barberi with incomplete sports, weather, and traffic. On X96, Radio from Hell.
All right, 8:47 right now. Time to award round 2 of your boner voting.
And round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you in part by some delicious Thai spiced almonds.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I'm having. Do you know what I'm having here?
Almonds?
Almonds, apparently, because you
but
said
they're gourmet. They're gourmet. Himalayan pink salt.
Yeah, they're
It's just salted.
Yeah.
Almonds.
They're salted almonds.
And Volkswagen presents Warren Miller's Face of Winter, October 17th through the 20th in Salt Lake City at the J. Wagner Theater. Tickets are on sale at warrenmiller.com.
So, boner candidate number 1, who hasn't wanted to swim with the sharks naked in a big shark tank in Toronto after beating somebody up at a medieval times dinner place? I haven't. And boner candidate number 2, that's right, I got the whole family I killed all those baboons, even the baby one with a bow. I'm a man with a big mustache. I kill lots of animals. And boner candidate number 3, I told you not to eat my chips. South Carolina man shot his cousin because he ate his salt and vinegar potato chips. Chet won the Warren Miller tickets. Chet. And the clear-cut winner of the boner voting, boner candidate number 2. That's right, I got the whole family.
All right, there's your winner of round 2. It now goes forward to Boner Fight. It has a chance to become Boner of the Day if it defeats the winner of round 1's voting. You'll find out and participate at 9:20. That's when Boner of the Day happens.
You know, not only do I do incomplete sports, weather, and traffic, I have a podcast now.
What?
The work never stops.
How do you find time to do everything in such a half-assed way?
The work never stops. It's Remain Seated with Gina Barberi.
That thing runs a good 18 minutes, doesn't it?
Sometimes.
It was 20. The last one I did was 27 minutes.
Wow.
It's not meant to be.
The sweat of your brow must be heavy.
I know people are as busy as I am. You don't have hours and hours to dedicate to podcasts.
No. Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
It's this week is about the family business. Radio. It's a family business because I'm talking with my son Festus. Family business.
We keep trying to drive you out of it, but you keep coming back.
I try. And if you have any suggestions of things you'd like to hear Festus and I discuss for a very short period of time, under a half an hour, on Remain Seated, you can email me, gina@x96.com.
Could you do 20 minutes on trivets? I'd like to.
I have trivets.
I know. I'd like to hear you talk about trivets.
I have metal ones. I prefer the metal ones with the feet.
Yeah, just trivets, if you would, please.
So, Piers Morgan's a jerk.
He's the guy who, the British talk show host. He used to be a newspaper guy, I think, didn't he? And then he tried to replace Larry King.
But you can see him on, So You Think You Can Dance, and he does judging on those shows.
We sent him packing, and he's back on the BBC on some morning chat show.
Send him back home to England.
Yeah.
But so yesterday he tweeted a picture of Daniel Craig.
My James Bond.
A great James Bond.
I didn't know you owned him.
Well, he's my preferred James Bond.
I see.
A tough guy, tough guy, Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
And it's a picture of Daniel Craig. Like a paparazzi shot. You can tell he's not posing for it.
He's out in the wild, is what you're saying.
And he's got like one of those baby Bjorn baby carriers and his little baby that he had with Rachel Weisz.
Him and Rachel Weisz just had a baby?
Yeah, a month-old.
You sure that's a baby?
Yeah.
It's brand new.
Month-old baby daughter.
Kind of hard to tell. It could be a big loaf of bread.
And I look at this picture and I go, "Aw."
See, I look at that picture and I go, "Who's that?"
Well, he is wearing his disguise. He's got a hat pulled down low. He's got glasses on, and he's got the gray goatee going.
It doesn't look like Daniel Craig.
So yeah, he's trying to trick you into thinking he's not Daniel Craig.
Because he's just a dad right there in that picture.
He doesn't need to be bothered,
Well, Piers Morgan tweeted this, and then the caption read, "Oh, 007, not you as well. Hashtag papoose. Hashtag emasculated Bond." Now,
so because he's a father, carrying his child,
well, let me pose.
He's emasculated.
Let me pose this: why would Daniel Craig care, and B, why would you care?
I disagree with them. I think it's incredibly masculine and dare I say even sexy to see a man being a good father.
But again, I'm just saying it's Piers Morgan.
But he's got millions of sycophants
who go, that's not a real man. 007, what he's saying is, I thought we still had some men that would, refuse to change diapers and carry a baby around. And can I just say, Carrie, I have fallen in love with Chris Evans.
Oh, yeah.
Via Twitter.
Via Twitter?
Not Captain America.
Because you aren't crazy about him.
No. But because you know what I've fallen in love with? The real Chris Evans.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he replied to this.
He did. I'm going to read you his tweet. You really have to be so uncertain of your own masculinity to concern yourself with how another man carries his child. Any man who wastes time quantifying masculinity is terrified on the inside.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think Daniel Craig, if he probably knows that Piers Morgan did that, probably went, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think he cares, but I think it's more what Carrie is saying is Piers Morgan has. I'm going to look. I'll tell you how many followers he has, and they'll read that and go,
"Yeah,
it's this." It's this that's that toxic masculinity thing we keep talking
primitive
about.
thinking.
You know, what makes somebody a man? Piers Morgan has 6 million followers.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that will look at that and go.
And so what do we do about that?
I'm bringing it up to say, for me as a woman with a microphone, and I can say it out there, and hopefully somebody will say it.
Well, conversely, let me ask you, why should we let it go?
Well, I'm not saying we should. I'm just wondering.
Well, you're
what
saying we
should,
can't do anything about
I'm
it.
Wondering
so we should
I'm wondering what we should do about it.
Well, we're talking about it here. That's one thing.
I keep wondering what we should do about these things anymore.
We need to speak out against them.
That's what I'm doing. I'm bringing it up here.
Because if you just let that crap go, it continues.
I keep worrying that, you know, we talk about things and we talk to the people. We talk to the people who already agree with us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Piers Morgan talks to the people that agree with him.
But that's not a reason to stop talking about it.
I'm not saying we should. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, what are you saying?
I'm just wondering what else we can do other than what we're doing right now.
We can do what we can do. That's what we can do.
I'm just asking, is there anything we can do besides this?
So
in addition to this,
should Chris Evans not say anything? I think,
no, it's not.
No, because listen.
Is there anything we can do in addition to this?
But Chris,
that will make a difference.
Let's go to Chris Evans. Chris Evans doesn't just have liberal people that follow him and are fans of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's willing to say something at the risk of pissing other people off. We don't just have liberal people listen. You know we don't. We hear from them. I agree. It's you know, preaching to the choir, but
you do what you can do, which is a ripple effect, and hopefully it'll reach maybe 3 people who might rethink what they're pre-programmed to think. The Piers Morgan
and isn't
types.
that helpful?
And that's 3 people, and that's 3 less to think that way.
Sometimes, and I've just been puzzling over this for the last week or so. Sometimes it seems to me that we keep. Well, we get so entrenched in our opinions, and we get harsher and harsher and harsher, and we become more and more and more polarized, and we can never find any common ground.
No, I mean, you're talking about a way bigger issue now.
Yeah,
I don't disagree. It's what I feel like Sarah Silverman is trying to do with her.
Yeah.
I Love You, America. That's exactly what she's trying to do.
Yeah. It's not going to happen overnight.
It's hard.
Yeah,
we won't see the change until we won't see the change. We'll be dead before the change happens because humans are that slow to adapt.
Yeah.
But we have to start. Otherwise, the evolution won't begin.
It's so hard to not be disheartened.
I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle with this every day. And some of you out there are struggling with traffic, and I'm sorry about that. A friend of the program says 2 right lanes are blocked on 115th South at 90th South. Thank you for sending that to us. That must be this crash. Southbound I-15 approaching 90th South exit in Sandy. Right lane and shoulder are blocked, causing delays back into Murray. Crash 9th East Van Winkle Expressway, northbound, southbound, and westbound lanes affected there. In Parley's Canyon, we had an earlier hazmat situation up there, and I don't see on the cameras here, so if anybody's still dealing with that and can text us in and let us know, that would be great. 33986. Woo! Lucky's Auto Credit, where 77 cents in a job gets you a car. That's awesome. They'll front the tax, title, and license. 77 cents total to drive away today. Apply online at luckysautocredit.com.
We talk about zero res, and I think everybody can come to a common ground about zero res because they'll clean your carpets really well with no chemicals, no shampoos, none of that stuff, and they'll do it for $33 per room. But did you know zero res is also hiring people? Yeah. They listen. They are the most recommended carpet cleaning company in Salt Lake, and they're growing because of that. And they need people. New hires will receive a $400 recruitment bonus. New technicians, they average over $20 per hour. Paid training, medical benefits. They are respected. Zero Res is a respected and growing company. So call Zero Res, get your carpets cleaned, or also, get yourself a job.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's zerores.com is their website, or call 801-2880. That's 288-9376. Zero Res.
Radio from Hell has a new podcast.
It's the Radio from Hell Best of podcast. Then I went upstairs to work and get up there about 3:30, and I just kept thinking all morning. I have no thoughts. There is nothing going through my mind. My noggin is empty.
You're not angry about anything?
No, but I'm sure you'll change that at some point here pretty quickly.
You should be grateful for that.
I am. You people don't know how grateful I am that if all else fails, Gina can get me going. Just
happy to help.
Yeah, and not in a.
I thought you'd be all upset about Prince Philip. I thought that would get you going today.
Who gives a rat's ass about Prince Philip? Not me.
I don't know, man. There was a press release.
It's about. Listen, I think if he needs to step back, that's fine.
I thought
seems a little early at 95.
It would give you a chance to talk about how he farts all the time.
I don't know.
He has more time to fart now that he's stepping back from something like that.
He can't step back because he farts so much. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about that. There's very little in the news right now that I care about.
Healthcare? You don't care about that?
I'm the opposite. I care about a lot of it, but I don't want to talk about it because it's just going to make me mad.
See, and I think what it is...
If you were a woman, you'd be upset about healthcare.
I think what it is that I've I've become pretty numb.
Steve Hatch Family Chocolates. I saw him post on Facebook yesterday, and it's a picture of him standing there going, "Guess what? I'm a walking pre-existing condition."
Exactly. He has
he
dwarfism.
He said I obviously made poor choices in utero.
Yeah.
that made.
Yeah. I mean, but they don't give a good God.
There you go. There's
about
the mad. There's the mad.
They don't care.
There it is.
That smug.
There it
Son
is.
of a bitch, Paul Ryan.
There it is.
With his big ears sticking out. I'm going to the gym. I wear my hat backwards.
Oh, he gets to keep Obamacare, by the way.
Yeah,
oh, sure.
They
Yeah.
get. They want it. They want it. They got a special dispensation in there. They get it. Y'all don't.
I don't think insurance should cover the pre-existing condition of meanness.
Geek News Specialist, Kerry Jackson.
No pee breaks, people. No pee breaks.
Well, we've got Tuesday Tunes with Todd coming up in just a second.
Yes.
But let me tell you about this new exhibit. There are several new exhibits over at the Utah Museum of Contemporary Art. But there's a I like the name of this one. There's one called Whoop-de-Doo. But there's one called A Stack of Forms.
Okay.
This is goes through November 17th, and it's about the anxiety that surrounds the immigration process and how it affects the lives of applicants and their families. As timely as today's headlines at the Utah Museum of Contemporary Art. That's what the UMOCA, as we call it, that's what it does. It examines things that are happening in society today. UMOCA offers contemporary art exhibitions and education and unique events. They're right across the street from Nordstrom on West Temple, right there, right there.
You park at Nordstrom.
Yeah, park right underground. It's free parking for 2 hours at the City Creek parking, and you walk right across the street and go to UMOCA. It's free, although if you should make a $5 donation, that's suggested. You can find out about all of the exhibits there. It's really a treasure right here in the downtown Salt Lake area. You can find out about all of their exhibitions and events by going to Utah MOCA, that's UtahMoca.org.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, hi, Todd.
Tuesday Turns with Todd on X96, ready for mail.
It's a good one today.
It is?
And I don't know if you guys have heard it yet.
I'll be honest with you, I have not yet.
It's so Weezer. They've been talking about. We've known this has been coming forever. They've been saying, look, the Black Album, as they're going to call it. It'll be the name of the album will just be Weezer, but which they've done. They had the Blue Album, the Green Album, and everything. So this will be the Black Album, and it's slated to come out early 2019. And then we were thinking, okay, we're going to get a single from that, and then all of a sudden they were dared to cover Toto's Africa on Twitter.
Not a planned thing.
Yeah, it was sort of spontaneous, and then that turned into like the biggest song ever. I'm convinced, by the way, that I could just throw the Toto version of Africa in rotation with that one, and no one would care.
Yep.
Yeah, I would.
But I really like this new Weezer
So this
song.
song, yeah, this is like an actual Weezer song that they wrote.
Okay.
And it's, and I think for them it's perfect because they've been touring. They played here, over the summertime, and just put on a hell of a show. And the cover of Africa got them back on everyone's mind. I mean, they couldn't be in a better position. So then they release one of the Weezeriest songs ever, and it's called "Can't Knock the Hustle." And you're gonna want to kind of want to disco dance just a little bit to it.
Little boogie, but there's a little rock edge to it too.
Yeah,
That's great. I'm looking forward to this.
It's just nothing but fun.
All right. This is Tuesday Tunes with Todd. Weezer, Can't Knock the Hustle, X96.
Just ends.
It starts out as one thing, and then it kind of morphs into another thing. I'm not saying that's bad.
It's Weezer, Carrie.
Yeah.
That's kind of
I quite enjoyed it.
It's unusual.
Yeah, it's kind of quirky, and that's one of the charms of Weezer is they are quirky sometimes. I love it. I think it's a great tune, and every time it comes on, I play it loud. And and they're not blessing the rains down in Africa in that way.
Thank
Don't get me wrong.
God.
I totally just love that, the whole Africa thing. But
You do?
yeah, I know. I'm a nerd. But I kind of like this one better. I mean, it's a moment. Like the Africa thing is like this moment in time.
It's the
or
whole
whatever.
story surrounding
Sure.
it. It's that they did something on a dare and that it ended up being popular. I'd like the whole story surrounding
Yeah, so that's
Never
fun,
do
but
anything on a dare.
We're back to
Apparently.
We're back to Weezer now.
Good.
Well, thank you very much, Todd.
Thank you.
I quite enjoyed that. Maybe we'll open the show with that tomorrow morning.
Good stuff.
Thank you, Todd.
Thursday turns with Todd on X96, right from hell.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
What?
Well, Boner Fight is coming up, and a reasonable amount of news before that.
Okay. Now, Ballet West is opening their season with Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, no. I've never seen that ballet style.
I have
that,
not either.
That would lend itself to that well, I think.
Very much. Join Ballet West dancers and students from the Ballet West Academy for a magical 1-hour journey into the classic fairy tale Beauty and the Beast. Full sets, costumes, and story narration. So they do a narration along with it. This family favorite follows Beauty, I guess that's Belle, and her tragic beast in a tale of promise, friendship, and love. Choreography conceived and produced by Adam Skloot. Choreography by Pamela Robinson Harris and Peggy Dolkus. Single ticket and season packages are available now at balletwest.org. It's October 26th and 27th only. So very limited time at the Capitol Theater. Ballet West 2018-2019 season opening with Beauty and the Beast, balletwest.org.
You deserve an early weekend, so let's pack the riot for the...
Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina. 96.3 FM, X96.
I got caught in an embarrassing moment this morning.
Oh, good. I can't wait to hear.
Here at work. Already, I've been at work about an hour now, and already caught in an embarrassing moment.
Are you saving it?
No, I'll tell you right now. I came in the back door, as I always do. I kind of hope Chris is listening. I don't know Chris's last name.
Mancow.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah,
Mancow.
sure.
Yeah. So Chris is a board operator here in the building, and he tends to another radio station. He's a very nice guy, very quiet guy, very shy, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Probably if he's hearing this, is embarrassed to hell that I'm even mentioning him on the radio. He's a very shy guy. So I come in the building this morning, and I'm walking down the long corridor there, and there down at the end of the corridor is a copy machine. And on the copy machine is sitting a big, it's like a briefcase, suitcase kind of thing.
Okay.
It looks like a toolbox, but not metal. It's a fabric kind of stuff. What do they call that? Cordova. No, anyway. So it's a big case with buckles on it and everything. And it's sitting there it's just out of place. It's odd. I've never seen it sitting there before. It's sitting, what is that? I think to myself. So then I think.
How curious were you?
I open it up and start rifling through it. Look at this. Look at this. And I mean, there was nothing particularly strange.
Wait a minute,
in there.
you saw someone's luggage lying around and you just opened it?
Well, yeah.
Didn't you learn anything from the announcements at the airport?
Or anything from the Dick Van Dyke Show.
God.
And I thought in my mind, maybe the reason I opened it is I thought, I wonder if because it looks like one of those things that the copy guy brings with his tools in it.
Okay.
To repair the copier. But I start going through it, and it's obviously somebody's briefcase. It's it's got some CDs in there, library books. There's an orange.
Yeah.
I went through it pretty extensive. No, I didn't. I didn't.
Sounds like you cataloged all of the stuff in there.
This is all stuff that I could sort of see right there. And as I'm kind of going through it, Chris comes up the hall the other way and goes, "Hey, that's mine." And I went, "Oh,
I'm sorry."
I thought it was the copy guys.
Because if it was the copy guys, that would have been okay to go.
Well, it was my duty to investigate as a junior TSA trainee.
TSA, which really does mean to stand around. I'm just convinced of it.
No, so sorry. I apologize to Chris, and I'll apologize again. But just I'm just standing there going through his stuff, and here comes the shyest guy in the building, going, "Hey."
X96.3 and X96.com.
Part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, remember that info. We're going to need it here in about 6 minutes. That's when Boner Fight happens, and you will decide Boner of the Day. But before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by...
Go to Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air for a $49 furnace tune-up, which includes a 19-point safety inspection. Scott Hale, amazingly different, surprisingly better. ScottHale.com.
All right.
Well, I think it's tonight. The Connors. The sitcom that rises from the dead Roseanne. It'll be on tonight. There's speculation about what's going to happen, what the Connors will it survive, and how will they explain what happened to Roseanne? And some people think they know, some people think they don't. Roseanne has said certain things, but I've got it on good authority that what happens is right at the very beginning of the show, Dan and Jackie, that's John Goodman and
Laurie
Metcalf. They gather the children, DJ and Darlene and Becky. Mm-hmm. They gather them in the living room there, the Connors' living room, and they explain that the mom, Roseanne, they've taken her to live on a farm.
Where she can run and play.
She's gone to live on a farm where she's always wanted to run and play and live free and live a happy life on a farm. And they say that they took her and they let her out of the car.
She was so happy.
And she was so happy they watched her run off into a field.
She didn't even turn back and look.
Not once. Be very, very fun for her. Will the Connors... now, why is it back? I mean, why is it on at all?
I think
these people
contracts.
have contracts.
Because money,
is basically what it is.
It's cheaper than trying to buy them all out of their contract.
And I guess they hope that it'll somehow take. And I suppose there'll be some curiosity
I predict it doesn't do too well.
There'll be some curiosity. I think it did exceptionally well when it started, and presumably the people who were there to watch it will be really curious, as to what.
Maybe for the first one.
To what they do, and if they do it well.
They're all talented people. I just think
if they do it well.
I have a prediction.
Okay.
Ambien overdose.
You think they'll go that far? Now,
why not?
Well, now on the period of time with the new Roseanne, she did have an opioid problem that they addressed on the show.
I might be halfway right.
Mm-hmm.
So my guess is it's like,
Yeah, I really didn't have any. I guess it's because there are too many shows. I didn't have any desire to see it.
They addressed it on the show, so I think they'll just take that to its
logical conclusion.
Yeah. I watched the new show with Jennifer Garner on HBO, Camping.
Yeah, how was it?
She is so unlikable. It makes you.
But she's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of, and you can see where they're going with it. That it makes you go. It kind of makes you uncomfortable. You just think. I'm not sure. I'll try. I'll give it some more time. David Tennant's actually almost unrecognizable. I didn't know it was him. Playing her American husband. And it's a kind of an uncomfortable show. There are lots of characters, and they pack it all into a half an hour. And Juliette Lewis is, she's this kind of sexy
a sexy weirdo.
Yeah,
she's usually a sexy weirdo,
and
she specializes,
and she's good at it. She's good. Ione Skye is in it. It's interesting. I'll give it another episode and see. Utah's medical marijuana initiative, Proposition 2, is seeing a drop in popularity. It's lost ground in its polling. Utah voters are saying, no, maybe not. Maybe since the Mormon Church came out again, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. A Salt Lake Tribune Hinckley Institute of Politics poll indicates support for the medical marijuana initiative has waned by about 15 percentage points since June, and only 3% of voters remain indecisive about it, a big erosion of support among active members. The reported drop comes on the heels of the shift in the debate about Proposition 2 and the recent round of polling. A group of state leaders and advocates announced they'd agreed on a medical cannabis plan that lawmakers would consider in a November special session. I would say don't let that lull you into complacency. If you still think that it's important, vote for it.
I think voting for it will send the message that yes, this is something we want, and hopefully our message plus what you're going to do somewhere in there will.
And I think you said it best, is that if it doesn't win, it could mean that medical cannabis won't be here.
Maybe, yeah.
This kind of forces the hand,
Speaking of marijuana.
Oh, and we'll have some people in here tomorrow on the show to talk about this.
Talk about marijuana. Yeah, there's a big marijuana conference going on. The operators of one of Salt Lake City's busiest concert venues, the Complex, where we've had a lot of shows, are being charged by federal prosecutors with building and running the business using more than $1 million earned selling marijuana. The accusation is part of a 13-count indictment announced Monday against 3 people: Gabriel Seth Elstein, his wife Angela, and Seth Dale Gordon. It alleges they conspired to transport hundreds of pounds of marijuana from California to Utah and then across the country. Prosecutors allege that the Elstons and Gordon ran a drug trafficking operation from April of 2007 through December of 2013, buying and moving 2,500 pounds of pot and laundering at least $5 million through Bondad Productions, a company that promoted electronic music shows, and the Complex, a music venue on the west side of downtown Salt Lake. They were arraigned in federal court on Friday. A publicist for the Complex did not respond to a request for comment. And there's a lot of details of the story in this story in the Salt Lake Tribune.
We don't know for sure, but we're somewhat sure that it's not going to close.
Well, it says in the article I read, it
Yeah.
said that there are shows booked through May, I think, and that they are saying
They're
we're
planning
going
on-
to keep.
Planning on keeping,
Yeah.
if you have tickets for shows there, they're
So
planning
it's-
on keeping them going. So, and Chow Yun-fat.
Yes.
Chinese superstar Chow Yun-fat. He has told a Hong Kong movie site Jane Stars, a online site, that he planned on donating his $714 million fortune to charity. My dream is to be a happy, normal person. The hardest thing in life is not about how much money you earn, but how to keep a peaceful mindset and live the rest of your life as a simple, carefree manner. He previously claimed that he only spent about $102 a month on himself. He was accustomed to using the same Nokia phone for over 17 years, and he finally got a smartphone 2 years ago, only because his Nokia stopped working. He shops at discount stores. I don't wear clothes for other people. As long as I think it's comfortable, then it's good enough for me.
Okay.
He says, the money I have is not mine. I'm only keeping it for safekeeping. He says, I plan on giving it all to charity.
He's a badass.
Oh, nice.
All right.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, here we go. This is the winner from round one in the 7 o'clock hour going against the winner from round two, which was in the 8 o'clock hour. Round one's winner was, I told you to give me a beer. Some mother who was accused of, well, she was accused of it because she did it, throwing her 1-year-old daughter on the ground after a neighbor refused to give her a beer. She said to the neighbor, give me a beer. The neighbor said no, and she threw her daughter on the ground and then punched her neighbor. Now, the daughter wasn't injured, but still. And that goes against boner candidate number 2. That's right, I got the whole family. An Idaho Fish and Game commissioner being forced now to resign over backlash over pictures that he shared. He killed lots of animals on a trip to Namibia, but one in particular was very awful. A whole family of baboons.
And you pose for pictures, smiling.
Look, I got them all.
Yeah.
He shot them all, a mother, father, and children baboons, with a bow. That's number 2.
All right, you've got to decide right now, of these two candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to be boner of the day? 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text, the one you think should win, that is. And then text that number to 33986. Or you can call. Cynthia's in the producer's booth taking votes. 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight October 16 and vote there. If you don't see that box, go ahead and refresh. It should show up. All right. Like 4.5 minutes is all you got to decide. Boner of the day. Here we go.
John Smith kicks off your workday with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding right after Radio from Hell on X96.
time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by a vegetable hash with a fried egg on top.
Yum.
And Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Boner candidate number 1. I told you to give me a beer. It's a mother who threw her 1-year-old daughter to the ground in anger after a neighbor refused to give the mother a beer. That went up against number 2. That's right, I got the whole family. An Idaho Fish and Game Commissioner who resigned his post amid backlash that he received after sharing many pictures from a hunting trip to Namibia. One of the worst was a whole troop of baboons that he killed, a whole family of baboons that he killed with a bow. And he was proud of the fact that he got the whole family. Mia won the Boner t-shirt, and the overwhelming winner, number 2, that's right, I got the whole family.
All right. It's the winner of Boner of the Day for October 16th, 2018. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That happens on Friday at about this time.
So I have a little photo album that's just Halloween pictures.
Really?
So it's that I
just put out at Halloween.
I put out at Halloween. And
I see.
And it's
how Martha Stewart of you.
I mean,
It's kind of adorable.
Just because you always take pictures of your kids, and so it's mostly my kids, but I have a couple of Joe from when he was little on Halloween, and I have a couple of me. And so I found this picture yesterday, and I posted it on my social media at RFHGina, and I'm Raggedy Ann.
Oh, is that what it is? So that's
that's you. Okay,
that's you, and you've got hair made out of.
It's a mop that's dyed red.
Yarn.
Oh, I thought it was a hat.
Okay.
You can go to x96.com/live if you want to see it, or go to my social media later. If you're in your car and I can't see it when you put a picture on the radio.
I can't see it.
So it's at RFHGina. You can see it, or Instagram, or
it looks less like Raggedy Ann and more like Holly Hobby.
Yeah.
Remember Holly Hobby?
Yeah, but no, it's Raggedy Ann because it's red hair and the red dress.
It's a box of animal crackers.
I know. We were just talking about those the other day.
You're holding a box of animal crackers, and is that Mikkel?
Yeah, that's my sister
hogging
Mikkel.
Into the photo.
Who's a baby.
Yeah, crawling.
And then you see, it's just so 70s. It's shag carpet and avocado green couch.
Terrible lamp.
And then my Daddy Tom's sitting on the couch.
That's a great shirt your mother bought him.
Smoking a cigarette.
Your mom bought him that great shirt.
No.
Yes, huh? He looks like he's going to play in Desi Arnaz's band in the Copacabana.
Yes, smoking a cigarette like every picture of every dad in the 70s.
Yeah.
Puffy sleeves were the thing back then.
So it's a red and white paisley shirt, and it's got like the tight cuffs and then the puffy sleeves.
Yeah, he looks like he'd be playing the congas in a Babalu band.
So I posted this yesterday, and I get a phone call from my mother, the Sainted Mary Claire, who said, "I just want you to know I didn't buy that shirt."
Tom's shirt?
Yeah. I did. He came home with that. I had nothing to do with that shirt. It had the puffy belt sleeves, and she said I was embarrassed that he had that shirt. I would never have bought him that shirt. Because I'm sure everybody that saw that, much as Bill did, your first thought was, I can't believe Mary Claire bought him that
I'm
shirt.
sure. Yeah. That's what I would have thought immediately, yeah. And then right there in the corner behind Tom is a guitar that I'm sure he pretended to play occasionally.
That's what I'm saying. This is so 70s. The shag carpet, the avocado green couch, the puffy shirt,
get out the guitar
smoking.
And, lemon tree, very pretty, and the lemons.
Well, Brett in the chat room was excited about the hookah, the hookah in the back, but it's a lamp. I'm sorry.
It's a lamp.
It's got that wide shape, genie bottle kind of shape.
Although my mom was more crafty than I ever was with the red dyed mop for the hair. I've never gone that far with.
You've never done anything to make a costume.
Somebody says Mary Claire wasn't angry because you posted a picture of him smoking around children.
No,
it was the 70s.
No, everybody smoked around children.
We got smoked around.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yep, that's just what happened.
Oh,
and no seatbelts.
And then my mom was worried. She said, "Are people going to think I didn't dress McKellop in a costume? I'm sure I did after this picture was taken."
Oh, I thought she was a ghost.
Like ghost baby?
Yeah, she was a ghost.
Like, she's a baby. You don't have to dress her up.
Also the wood paneling.
Oh, everything about this
Everything
picture.
about it is just so 70s.
Everything.
Terrible. I'm glad the 70s are long gone.
I'll post in a couple days. I have another one that's also a little bit later in the 70s, but still very 70s. I'll post another Halloween.
Where was that house?
Sandy.
Tom. You know who Tom looks like? He looks a little bit like the sports guy here, Bill Riley.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I think so. Well, Bill Riley's way better.
He
looking.
looks like, if I was squinting, Burt Reynolds. No.
A little Burt Reynolds?
It's the sideburns.
Yeah, he's got long 70. I'm telling you everything about this picture that you can't see because it's on the radio, and I can't believe you're talking about a picture on the radio.
Yeah.
Go to @RFH Gina.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Brooklinen.com. Oh, it's hard to get up in the morning. I won't lie to you because my Brooklinen sheets, buttery smooth. Have had to buy more sets of them. But
so
that's
you have
fine.
a rotation going.
So I got a rotation. That way I always have Brooklinen sheets, and then I got plenty of those tote bags that they come in. People are starting to email me now and saying that they love their Brooklinen sheets. Best online bedding category by Best Good Housekeeping. Rave reviews from Business Insider. One of the fastest growing bedding brands in the world. Just remember, buttery smooth. It's a small business. It's husband and wife, but they managed to get this kind of new approach to a small business feel, and they deal directly with the customers. My Brooklinen sheets are the best, most comfortable sheets I've slept on. Brooklinen.com, an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Get $20 off and free shipping when you use the promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. They are so sure you'll love your new sheets that they offer a risk-free 60-night satisfaction guarantee and lifetime warranty on all of their sheets and comforters. But the only way to get $20 off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. And the promo code Jackson, JACKSON. These really are the best sheets ever.
Here at X96, we're not going to pretend that we're the smartest people in the room.
I have a 7-year-old, so
exactly,
who's starting competition soccer.
Say goodbye to the rest of your weekends for the rest of your life.
That's what I'm saying. It all starts tomorrow. They have a tournament tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They have a game at 11. No, they have a game at 2. They have a game at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Friday they have a game at 11, and we're going to be up at Snowbird. So somehow I have to get from Snowbird to. This is going to be. This is my life now.
I would suggest using your car. I think you would use your car.
Let me ask you a question. Was it his idea to play soccer?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay. Because that's when you need to have the talk with him and say, look, okay, I understand you want to play soccer, but guess what? Mommy is saying goodbye to her weekends now because of this.
It's a huge commitment. It's expensive.
Here's what you do.
And it's a huge commitment.
I'm sure if you search around, you know how you have found a person to do almost everything for you. Rather than clean up the dog crap in your yard, you have found a person who will do that for you.
rather than deal with the lice problem yourself, you
The
found
lice lady.
You found the lice lady. I'll bet you anything there is a person out there who will go to the soccer games for you.
But I like to go to
Then
the
quit bitching about it.
No, I'm just saying it begins, and Carrie's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It is
This isn't just you playing soccer here. You need to know this, kid. This is about me taking you, transporting you, and the
it's
other two, you know.
And it starts small when, they're 7, but pretty soon it's out of state tournaments.
Yeah.
Multiple times a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge
which is really kind of ridiculous if you think about it.
Here's
Out
how-
of state tournaments,
Yeah.
really?
Yep.
For 7-year-olds. Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's how people catch the bird flu: by close contact with birds or bird droppings. Some people have caught bird flu by cleaning or pluck. Did you pluck any birds?
I
while
didn't
you were on
pluck
vacation?
anything.
There was no plucking going on in the
No.
trailer. I guess it is kind of close quarters. The kids can hear.
There was no plucking in the trailer.
Mom, what are you doing?
I'm plucking a chicken.
Your dad and I are plucking a chicken.
Keep plucking that chicken. Is that what they said?
yeah,
Keep plucking
we're-
that chicken.
It is also possible that some people were infected after swimming or bathing in water contaminated with the droppings of infected birds, and some. Here it is. You've handled a fighting cock.
That's
That
it.
was it.
That's what.
That's
That was
it.
You handled a
I
fighting
have
cock.
to admit, I've handled a fighting.
You had handled a fighting cock. There have been a few cases where one infected person, caught the bird flu virus from another person, but it never has happened. It does not happen by eating infected animals.
But I knew it was living amongst. It's not the mosquito bite, but
No.
it's living amongst them.
Yeah. And it happens a lot in Egypt.
Our attorney,
does.
Ed Brass says, sounds like your DNA dad is Marty Feldman because of your eye drooping and oozing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got another person who is saying, out-of-state tournaments? This is Gina's way of telling you that she'll be taking time off.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Not yet.
This is her way of telling us
This one
now.
is just here.
And then it'll get announced on a Thursday.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know?
by the way, I'll be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
And then she'll say, I told you that this would happen.
because her husband can't possibly take the time off to go to the out-of-state tournament.
No.
But you can. Because this job isn't.
He
as
has a real
important.
job.
Yeah, this isn't. This
isn't a real job.
No, not to you. It isn't. And certainly the way we treat
Why
you.
should it be?
No, we're going to create a rent-a-mom business. I think this is a great idea
Yeah.
here.
It's 96.
Guess I'll have to delete that.
No, don't.
No, you can still.
No, it pleases Satan.
We got to find the one that was on the old Newhart show, where they talk about Howard Borden and
The Mormon Doorman.
The Mormon Doorman, and Gordon Bort. He's a warden, and it's a really funny play on words. But it's probably.
But you can't do that anymore.
Yes, you can.
No.
You can't.
offensive.
So you can't say Jack Mormon anymore. You have to say Jack member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I guess. I think that's the only. You refer to someone who is not a. I don't know where that phrase came from. Jack Mormon.
Is there a preferred
origin?
I don't know the origin of Jack Mormon. I'll try and find out. But here is the thing that I have thought about this that is sort of interesting. If, like, there was an article today, I think it's at DeseretNews.com, that says anti-Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. couldn't they just be anti-Mormons because they don't care what they're called?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Same with Jack Mormons. The presumption is that they would not care whether or not they're an offense, to God, or that they're, giving a gift to Satan by saying Mormon. I would think that only those within the club would care Mormon, not Mormon, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So I think there can still be anti-Mormons and Jack Mormons and all those things.
How do you reconcile the new position with the Thomas S. Monson Dare to be Mormon stuff?
New prophet.
Yep.
President Nelson.
It's just a change.
God changed his mind.
Done.
Okay.
Go for another one.
You just have to go along.
Okay.
I mean, because there was the whole "I'm a Mormon" campaign.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm. Didn't that come from the church?
Sure. Yeah, they've changed the website though.
Which is I'm a what?
It used to be Mormon.org. Now it's become.org, and
it may be, who knows, it could change again.
Well, now you're getting into territory, Bill.
Well, I won't. I wouldn't presume. But it's up to the members to do it however they like.
Start club.
It doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
So I'm in favor of Jack Mormon.
Okay.
You want
anti-Mormon? I think it's concise.
And I'm happy to refer to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints as that.
Well, somebody says Latter-day ain't.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Well, I've heard that. Yeah,
That's a good one.
I'm a Latter-day ain't.
Yeah,
I've
like
heard
that.
I've heard that before.
I think there's even a Facebook group, the Latter-day Aints, that get together here in Salt
funny.
Lake. Yeah, certainly a T-shirt I've seen.
Oh. All right.
Promo time.
Oh, where'd it go?
Down there somewhere.
There we go. Disappeared on me. I got it.
On Wednesday's Radio from Hell show,
we have Disney on Ice tickets for you.
Listen to the keyword to text at 8 a.m. Simple as that.
Here's a hint. I'll be the one giving you the keyword.
On Wednesday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
I don't care for the fact that everybody else's name in that promo has a capital letter and mine is a small lowercase letter.
Only you
capital
would notice
G,
that.
Capital G for Gina, capital K for Carrie, small b for Bill. I don't care for that, producer's booth. I don't care for that.
You're the only one that would notice that.
Well, just because I'm the only one that's a lowercase letter.
You're awful sensitive about being smaller, Bill.
And I only have one line in the promo, too.
Awfully sensitive about being smaller.
I'm going to go buy myself a puffy sleeve shirt and smoke.
You're kind of jealous.
Like the important celebrity that you are.
That's what I'm going to do.
Oh. Let's see. So did we get everything out? Yeah, tomorrow on the show we got pot talk.
Yeah, there's a conference, a convention, a pot convention going on. And they're going to come in and tell us all about it.
Talk to us about
it's a big weed show. Rocky Mountain Weed Show.
Hey, there you go.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
The Crossroads of the West Weed Show.
Yeah. Rocky Mountain Weed Show.
So, yeah, we'll be talking. What time are we doing that? 8? 8 o'clock? Mm-hmm. Okay, so tune in at 8 for that. If you're, Prop 2 curious, they'll.
Somebody just came in the
break
studio.
It down to
is he clean? Is he okay?
Is he
anybody,
clean?
When you say,
anybody
what do you
sure?
mean by clean?
Well, I mean, anybody frisk him?
I didn't.
Hi,
don't frisk
sir?
him because you'll find something.
Yeah, you really don't want
Sir?
to frisk me.
What's your name, sir?
I'm John.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, worked 5 years.
Is he clear?
5 years.
Is he clear?
I just want to make sure somebody cleared him.
We
got
finally
his
have
ID.
security in this building. That's
ID. Did we ID him?
I have ID.
I'll ID him. He's John Smith.
Thanks, Gina Barberi.
I know him when I see him.
Nice to meet you.
I'm going to start doing that at the airport. I'm just going to say, yeah, I know that guy. He's good.
He's
I'll
all right.
vouch for him. He's good.
He's one of the good ones.
Yep. No, don't let him in.
Well, if you can tell just by looking at him, that's fine.
I can spot a guilty person a mile away.
All right.
Really?
Yep.
Awesome.
Convinced
me I'm
clean.
clean.
That's why she's on every jury all the time. She tells them that, and they go, well, we need your skills. You're like some kind of mutant superhero.
I save them money because they don't have to go through the whole trial. I can
That's
just say, oh, yeah, he totally did it.
Well, we don't even need the rest of the jurors.
No.
You're lucky. I've always wanted to be on a jury, and I've never had the opportunity.
You will.
You think?
No, well, I'm
'Cause your
I feel
peers-
certain you will sit in front of a jury someday.
Your
in some
peers
way.
are committing crimes all the time.
That's true. That's true. What do you have today?
Disney on Ice tickets.
Okay.
Sorry, I just wanted to let that sink in a
Yeah,
little bit.
I know it did.
I've got Haunted House tickets.
All right.
And I've got a Perfect Circle tickets.
That's even better.
Perfect Circle in town this
Yeah,
Saturday.
all those.
You know what I am? Chock full of flavor.
I don't want to discover that.
Again,
no, true.
So I told you somebody should have checked him at the door.
All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Bye, Dave.
John Smith is next.
Please keep listening.
X96. 1 hour nonstop music wing ding starts now!